net. Here's the net. That one that jumped. There you go. Yeah, that's a good one. Main chocolate cake donut right there. That's the hole right there. That's it. That's it. There you go. Yeah, we can put him in. That one.
When the sun goes down and the evening rolls around, that's the time I find got blue ribbon on my mind. I got that blue ribbon on my mind. More and more lately I find I've got a taste for living. I'm thinking cold blue ribbon. I've got that blue ribbon on my mind.
Naturally good Pabst. America's premium beer since 1844. Pabst. A lot to look forward to.
All right, listen up. We're hearing whispers all over town, and everything's leading to one place.
Tonkin.com.
With over 22 known accomplices, these guys are capable of hitting every person in town with a great deal.
You're in a Chipotle burrito, Sam. In here, everything must be real. So be real.
Real, okay. I like to collect penguin figurines. I think they remind me that when things are rough, I can just put on my best tuxedo and fly away.
Sam, you know, penguins don't fly.
This is stupid.
Thank you for coming. There's a swag bag on the way out. Thank you.
In 1984, we set out to change the world and got thirsty. And that's when the revolution began. Where we come from, beer isn't just a beverage, it's a way of life. A strange, alternative, offbeat life. Whether we're decorating the streets with naked bodies or tiny horses, we've always done things our way, with a beer in hand and our inhibitions behind us. And that's what makes this place great. It's how we've crafted amazing, groundbreaking beers using only the freshest, local ingredients for over 30 years. From our original IPA to our fan favorite Kingpin Double Red Ale, we've always brewed with the boisterous citizens of our fair city in mind. And you can bet we won't stop pumping out these glorious golden suds until the clouds open up and the sun shines down. Which is never. Bridgeport Brewing, where the revolution began.
Derby Days is meant to be super challenging.
3 different focuses, so one focused on jamming, one focused on blocking, and one focused on the strategies that we use as a team.
Getting to play at a higher level and then getting to put that all together into scrimmage every day. I felt like I could ask questions about drills while we were doing them.
I flew 2,000 miles to go to Derby Days last year. You should totally go to Derby Days. It's a lot of fun, and they're all super supportive.
So even as a totally new person who's only been skating a couple months, I really got a lot out of it.
The basics of flat track roller derby, brought to you by Antic Skate Boots and the Women's Flat Track Derby Association. The game of roller derby is played on roller skates. The players wear helmets, elbow pads, wrist guards, and knee pads. The track is flat, not banked. Each 30-minute half is broken down into shifts called jams. The group of 8 players at the front is called the pack. The pack is made of players who play the position of blocker. Behind the pack are the jammers. The jammers are the skaters who score points and are marked by a large star on their helmet. When the whistle blows, The jammers try to skate their way through the pack and out the other side, but they will be met with the hips, rear, and shoulders of the opposing team's blockers. When two bodies make contact on the track, this is called a block. Once the jammers have skated their way through the pack the first time, they're ready to begin scoring. They earn a point every time they legally pass a member of the opposing team. The team with the most points at the end of the game wins. The jammers will fail to earn points if they pass the opposing blockers illegally. Any player who performs an illegal action will earn a penalty. So what's illegal? Elbows, tripping, back blocking, and passing out of bounds. Any player who receives a major penalty has earned a 30-second trip to the penalty box. The jam ends when the lead jammer places her hands on her hips, or when 2 minutes has elapsed. 30 seconds later, a new jam begins, and the whole thing starts again.
Hey, everybody! I'm Layla Smackdown, and it's my absolute pleasure to welcome you to the hangar at Oaks Amusement Park for Hometown Throwdown. We are absolutely thrilled to host 3 days of a world-class roller derby starring the London Roller Girls, Texas Roller Girls, Angel City Derby, and the world champion Rose City Rollers. But friends, we couldn't do what we do without our hard-working and beloved officiating crew, ably led by Shellcat and Kieran Duncan. Give it up for the officials! And now, without further ado, folks, friends, and family, let's get this derby started. Ophelia Mellons, what you got for us?
Well, coming from the beautiful London, England, please welcome London Brawling! The London Roller Girls are wearing black uniforms tonight. Please welcome number 111, Arocha. Number 129, Just Jess. Number 16, and Dracula. Number 1911, Muscle Crow. Number 22, Rogue Runner. Number 3, Onyeka Igwe. Number 369, Carly McAdam. Number 4, Delta Strike. Number 40, Kid Block. Number 42, Trisha Smackinawa. Number 7, Kristen Lee. Number 7530, Lil Bo Creep. Number 8008, Philosophia Jason Smith, aka Gaz. And number 84, Katie Helvetica Black. London is coached by Kev and Freya. Please welcome London Brawling.
And soaring in on the wings of a mighty Pegasus, Angel City Derby. Number 101, I'ma Blow Baya. Number 16, Chicago Lightning. Number 2, Wanna Tease. Number 22, Catch Mikachu. Number 255, Red Raven. Number 3, Soledad. Number 33, Lacey Knight. Number 422, Low Betancourt. Number 507, Rachel Rotten. Number 5150, Darby Dagger. Number 5354, Checker. Number 666, Satan's Little Helper. Number 88, Chewy Lion. And number 94, Octane Jane. Angel City is coached by Abe Drinkin and Charmer. Let's make some noise for the Hollywood Scarlets! Oh my goodness, it's finally upon us. The balmy weekend we have all been anxiously awaiting, the inaugural weekend of summer. Ophelia, I'm so happy.
It is. We have brought you the hometown throwdown curse of the triple.
Okay. We are coming at you on broadcast over here on the other side. I'm Casey Bomber. I'm joined by Heads Will Roll. And we're going to get you a little clearer call on this game as we get started. As you probably heard, we've got Angel City Derby meeting up with London Brawling. These two teams haven't matched up since 2015. London took out Angel City in round 2 of 2015 WFTDA champs, so they haven't seen each other since. We've got some very different teams this year out there for both of them. And we're going to have London drawing first blood. We've got Rogue Runner, Lead Jammer, Satan's Little Helper also out of the pack. And on the outside, a Rogue Runner grabbing 3 points for London Roller Girls.
So, Casey, you talked a little bit about that matchup and the changes to the teams this season. London losing several skaters. I think we were talking earlier about how half the team is new to London Brawling, not necessarily new to the league. Biggest loss for them this season, of course, Stephanie Maney to Bay Area. And then Angel City Derby losing several skaters in the off-season. We'll get to that after this jam.
And we've got Darby Dagger jamming for Angel City. Darby Dagger looking for the inside line. She's got Kitty up front. And not able to hold her on the outside apex. Darby Dagger, lead jammer. And Darby re-engaging with the pack. Straight through the middle. Full scoring pass for Darby Dagger. 4 points, bringing Angel City up on the board.
London's struggling this first couple jams. I think they're just trying to get a feel for Angel City. New skaters, never bouted against each other before, this team. It's going to take a few jams to get it settled in.
Well, London faced up against Rat City on this trip, and they did not defeat Rat City, which I think some people were a bit surprised about, but we're looking at a team kind of rebuilding from those losses with London right now. The lovely Jukebox is over there sitting in her uniform with her child-to-be in her belly, obviously not going to be on skates this weekend. And Catch Me Kachu jamming for Angel City Delta Strike. One of those new skaters we're talking about for London, and Catch Me Kachu hopping over turn 1, lead jammer. Got a track cut being called on somebody yet to exit the track.
Looks like Octane Jane going to spend 30 seconds thinking about what she did.
And Mikachu being drawn back by Katie Black, calling it there on the outside of the track as Delta enters on a scoring pass. So that's 3 more points for Angel City. Oh, sorry, 1 more for Angel City, 3 for London on that jam.
So that Rat City London game last week, final jam, ended up losing by 3 points. I know they have spent this week kind of thinking about that, wanted to come to this weekend and have a different outcome. So,
well, if you'll recall, last year's hometown throwdown, Angel City lost to Rat City, actually, and I think that Rat City really sometimes benefits from that underestimation. That's Rogue Runner, lead jammer for London, Satan's Little Helper, full complement of London blockers on her. But as she does, scrambles her way out. Full 4 for Rogue Runner.
Rogue Runner taking advantage of the 2 blockers in the box for Angel City, picking up those points. I want to take a second to thank our sponsors for this weekend and for our entire season here at Rose City Rollers. I want to thank Tonkin.com. The largest selection of new and used autos in the Pacific Northwest is only a click away at Tonkin.com.
We've got Darby Dagger practically shouldering Ann Dracula off of the inside line there at the start. And Dracula seems perfectly fine with that inside line. Oh, we've got a track cut. Rachel Rotten knocking Dracula to the inside. Makes this a power jam. Angel City.
Yeah, Dracula, they're thinking Rachel had stepped out. Rachel did a great job keeping her feet in bounds and drawing that track cut.
She did, and, London did a good job there on that pass, keeping Angel City from forming those 3 formations with their blockers. And that is key for Angel City, because when they link up, they are not easy to pass, to say the least.
I think big thing going into this game is going to be those penalties. We have seen the box, the cast of characters rotating through the box, and if they keep themselves clean.
That is the name of the game in every game, is it not? I feel like, it comes back to that. The cleanest team tends to be the most successful. We've got both jammers back out on the track now. Darby Dagger on her second scoring pass. Tie score up on the board, 10-10. And Darby calling it off. Star stash by Dracula.
So we talked about London versus Rat last week. They're actually 4-1 on the season, Casey. They came out of Anarchy in the UK, winning all of their games versus Stockholm, Crime City, Helsinki, and Rainy. I think the 38 points was the smallest lead they had in winning Rainy. Everyone else, they were looking Stockholm up 200 points.
And London definitely still a powerhouse of European Derby, without a doubt. Catch Mikachu jamming for Angel City. Delta Strike out again for London Brawling. Second time out, second success for Delta Strike, I believe. Mikachu, newer jammer for Angel City, did a great job in Golden Bowl. The Big O. So many tournaments. Oh, I'm not sure if you want to jump the outside line that Kid Block is the person you want to bounce around there. Not quite successful in landing in the track there, Mikachu.
Kid Block didn't even have to try. It was just the energy, just sent her out of bounds. I want to take a second to thank Pabst Blue Ribbon Beer. They are proud sponsors of the Wheels of Justice and our penalty box, which has been fairly busy in this first 6 jams.
Okay, Satan's Little Helper jamming for Angel City. Rogue Runner, the venerable jammer for London Brawling. Satan's Little Helper right through the inside as Lacey Knight creates some chaos for her. Rogue Runner also out of the pack. Satan's Little Helper re-engaging with the back, finding a 3-wall. And Igwe sitting on Satan's Little Helper's progress. That's going to be 1 single point for all of that effort for Satan's Little Helper.
Score sitting 14-13 in favor of Angel City.
Angel City, coming off of Big O, lost only to VRDL.
They're 3-1 for the season. They saw Arizona early in the season, huge win, 416 points. And then Big O, like you said, lost to VRDL, had a decisive win against arch rival, and a win against Denver.
Darby Dagger scrambling behind, Kid Block, and Arocha in the back. Up in the front of the pack, pushing with all her might, and Dracula trying to move that immovable triangle out of play. Oh, we got a star on the floor, folks. Star on the floor. Kid Block yelling for her to pick it up. Oh! Star's back in hand. Darby Dagger coming around on a scoring pass, looking for some offense, and finds the outside on the apex. Angel City defense just absolutely killing Dracula there on the apex. Very little movement for the last 45 seconds.
And London is bleeding blockers to the box. You saw Kid Block head off on a clockwise. We have a forearm penalty.
It's 10 points already in the jam for Darby Dagger. 10 points. Our first double digits on a non-power jam. And finally, some space for Anne Dracula out on her first scoring pass. Darby Dagger going ahead, calling that off with 5 more points in her pocket.
I'm trying to figure out what is laying on the track. I want to go with sock, maybe a bow tie. Whatever it was, it belonged to the ACDG bench. So this weekend, lots of good games, right? We've got this one. We've got another one coming up after this. Number 3, number 4, number 5, and number 6 ranked teams battling it out.
I mean, there's a lot of tournaments this weekend, but I feel pretty good about this one being the hot ticket. Catch Mikachu, 3-wall, Igwe, and getting that back side of the 3-wall.
With 9 jams in, it looks like London has figured out how to hold back the Angel City Jammers.
Delta Strike, star in hand. She's got low Betancourt. I'm a blow Baya, knocking her out of bounds. Quick reset for Delta Strike. Still hanging on to that star, and Mikachu back around on her first scoring pass. Lacey Knight back playing some offense, trying to break up that brace that is swallowing Mikachu whole on turn 2.
You do not want to take a Lacey Knight shoulder.
No. I think they're insured for $1 million apiece, like Jennifer Lopez's butt. If they're not, they should be. Hard hit by Gaz to the outside, forcing Mikachu to reel back. Delta Strike finally out on a scoring pass. Mikachu calling it off. There's a certain sense of defeat that you see when you battle so hard to get out for the first scoring pass, knowing that you're going to make it half the lap and then they're going to call it off anyway. So all of that work, stopping the point scoring at 5 for Angel City, however.
Kind of feel like the refs should have a special whistle, like just a sad whistle when that happens. Or maybe like a slide whistle.
Do we need a trombone? In
right,
right. Wah, wah. I do like this matchup. Satan's Little Helper and Rogue Runner. A lot of jamming experience under those star covers on the track right now. And every jam they've been up so far, a huge scramble in the pack. Some of the scrappiest jammers in the sport right now. Satan's Little Helper struggling with some chaos in the pack while Rogue Runner comes around for her first scoring pass.
It's interesting. They're very similar in their styles, height, strength, and it's interesting to see the other team struggle with that, knowing those strengths and weaknesses.
Well, Rogue Runner just on that last pass slipped by what could have been a deadly hit by Soledad. Just ducked right by it. That was a cheer you heard in the audience. She's got 5 more up. Satan's Little Helper, not one that you usually see locked down for this long by the blockers, but London's defense doing a fantastic job keeping it together. And Satan's Little Helper is now sitting in the penalty box. Deadly place to be in this jam. Rogue Runner just absolutely skating laps. 15 points on the board for London in this jam so far. Still got 41 seconds in it. Satan's Little Helper re-engaging.
And early on, we saw those 1-2 point jams. Now we're seeing this kind of that big gap, right? Lots of points. Next jam, other team comes back, does the same.
And she knows that's going to be another, unfortunately. So meanwhile, great. Bringing them back up to within a point of Angel City, 34. Now, I think after that Rat City game, people are coming into this. They're looking at London. They're seeing this young team, this rebuild, kind of similar to what happened with Bay Area a couple world class. And now there's a bunch of faces that you don't recognize. But, Delta Strike, great example. Delta Strike has been doing great this game so far, and I'm not seeing too much slack there for London.
I think it's very similar to what the new faces in Bay Area, while they're new to the travel team, not necessarily new to the league. Lots of veteran skaters, and that's what we're seeing with London as well. Folks who may not have been on Brawling last season, but have 2-3 years home team season under the belt, if not more, which is definitely helpful for them.
Right. So still a power jam out there for London. And Dracula wearing the star for the pink and black. Octane Jane out too far, has to release her. And there we go. We've reset the scoreboard. First scoring pass for Anne Dracula. Satan's Little Helper off the penalty bench, and she is back on the track after that long 1 minute. Rocha knocking Satan's Little Helper out the inside, and Kristen Lee, good to see her back in a uniform after taking a little maternity leave there. 10 points on that pass. Brings them to 10 points, rather. Coming around, Satan's Little Helper still struggling against London's blockers. We got a star pass to Lacey Knight.
This is going to be an interesting situation. The scoreboard on that last jam board starting, and we had called for time, of course, although 1:35 on the clock.
Okay, so 43 points for London Roller Girls, 34 for Angel City Derby. Yes, you said heat related. Just for those of you not in the vicinity of the West Coast, it is basically the devil's bedroom out here right now. We're up here on a mezzanine. It is going to be about 100 degrees outside on Sunday for the day games, and I got to wonder if Texas might have a little advantage on that since they practice outside and the Texas heat and humidity. Maybe it's just kind of their huge, it's the huge because they're all cyborgs.
Yeah, when we warned them about the heat, they kind of laughed.
Yeah, they're like, that's cute. Not so sure about London though, but so far they're holding up well. Day one, I would say better than well at the moment.
Let me see, Hometown Throwdown 2015, Heat Wave. Hometown Throwdown 2016, in the low 60s, upper 50s. So next year it should snow, I think.
Darby Dagger said, "Did you go to your hot spring this time?" And I said, "Are you out of your mind? I'm not going to a hot spring."
It's like a soup pot at that point.
It's like a stew in a Bugs Bunny cartoon. All right. That is Chicago Lightning taking the line for the first time this bout for Angel City. Chicago Lightning, another one that we're happy to see back in her uniform after some maternity leave. I'm sure that Chica's partner Shay and her son Grayson are watching right now. Hey, guys. Shay also skates for Angel City Derby.
And the little one in about 7 years, right? Juniors program.
Three-wall up front, kid block. Igwe and Arocha leaning on Chicago Lightning. Lacey Knight coming up to try to break that up, offer some offense, and Delta Strike making her way through. Katie Black did a good job of kind of busting up that three formation for Angel City.
Yeah, absolutely. London doing a great job of kind of reforming quickly, but Angel City just keeps on hitting.
Extremely fast pack, trying to outrun Chicago Lightning. Chicago Lightning grabs 4 points there.
I want to take a moment to thank Bridgeport Brewing. Grab a Bridgeport beer whenever you're out. We tell folks here, go get one from the concession stand, but go in between the next two games. Just go and get yourself Bridgeport Brewing, locally brewed here in Portland. And our halftime shows tonight sponsored. I hear there's something about ponies.
Okay.
Yes.
Mikachu jamming for Angel City. Rogue Runner living up to her name. Oh, hit outside by Checker, but Checker is going to get a blocking out of bounds penalty. Rogue Runner's progress not halted by that in the least. Oh, what a pass. Nearly untouched on the inside line. 4 points. London, Mikachu coming into the pack. Rogue Runner letting that time run. And a wise call by London's coaches.
Rogue Runner's so sneaky in that, just kind of duck down, sneak through. Not even sure Angel City knew she went through on that pass.
Igwe knocking Mikachu over the inside line. Mikachu getting reeled way, way back into the straightaway. Angel City's blockers just absolutely laser focused on stopping Rogue Runner. Mikachu back there kind of fending for herself against that frightening blocking formation that London is putting up for her.
And the interesting thing about London is they are getting just as low. Normally you see that kind of upright brace, and they're managing to get down just as low, which is really what's holding catch back.
And Mikachu on the outside, but that's the jam. Another 5 points for London. 4 points on that pass for Catch Mikachu and Angel City. Angel City has this reputation to of being this kind of tall, strong, formidable team. But as I was looking at the teams lining up, London's no slouch in that department either. These are some solid, strong, athletic women out there, definitely rivaling Angel City in their height, their size, and it's just a game of muscles. You know what I mean?
Yeah, absolutely. We talked about the previous years, the Sequoias, right?
Yep,
many of them have retired, and we're still seeing a very tall Angel City team. But the strength of both of these teams, and just in Derby in general, it's now not height. It's how often you hit CrossFit during the week, right?
Something like that. What's the London equivalent of a Sequoia? The Big Bends?
We'll go with that.
I don't know. Are there trees in England? I'm sure there are. That's in Europe, right? I went to Texas public school. Don't give me too much slack. Okay, we've got 10 minutes, 48 seconds left in period one. We're in a timeout for a
cut call on Angel City's jammer in the previous jam. White number 22. Satan's Little Helper says that never happened, but I will get back to you once our amazing officials discuss it.
Okay, pardon us with our technological learning curve here. That is Ophelia Mellons bringing us the official review. Looking for a cut call on Angel City. Needless to say, Angel City not agreeing, apparently, that occurred, but that is not for them to decide. That is for our skilled officials crew to decide.
Politely disagreeing.
It was polite disagreement.
All right. This one time only, Satan's Little Helper was right, and the no call stands. London will not retain their official review in this period.
Okay, you heard it here first, folks. Satan's Little Helper was right. I don't want to repeat that too often. Don't want to get her too proud of herself there.
I now think you're going to be the ringtone on her phone.
Yeah, right. Satan's Little Helper was right. Okay, and that is Satan wearing the star there on the track. Rogue Runner back out for London. Satan's Little Helper is going to get lead jammer. Octane Jane, Low Betancourt, and Wanatees in the blocking formation up there for Rogue Runner. Lacey Knight playing some offense for Satan's Little Helper, successfully finding her an inside lane. Star pass to Kid Block.
And that was an illegal star pass. We have Rogue Runner hitting the box.
Oh boy. Okay, so Power Jam, Angel City. 4 more points for Angel City. That's 9 points now on the board. And some kind of signaling going on. They can pat their head, but can they also rub their bellies at the same time? I'm not sure.
I think it was I can pat my head and skate.
Okay, Satan's Little Helper knocked to the outside by Kid Block. Kid Block gets a blocking out of bounds on that, so Satan's Little Helper doesn't have to reset. Angel City maintaining their... Oh, my goodness. And Rogue Runner just, as though Angel City was just frozen in place.
She took the TARDIS.
It was like a film versus a photograph there. Wow. Nice pass by Rogue Runner. No points, unfortunately, for her effort. 19 for Satan's Little Helper. Big jam for Angel City. Just like you were saying, like now we're just seeing these big chunks of points being added in these jams. Like there's very little of the small point advances happening. Very odd.
Definitely some jammer penalties going on, I think, contributing to that. But these teams are still trying to figure each other out. I think they've kind of dialed in certain jammers.
That's Chicago Lightning jamming for Angel City, Delta Strike for London. Chicago Lightning in the front of the pack. Offense coming to her assistance by Soledad. Soledad bridging the pack currently. And in the back, Delta Strike just trying to muscle her way into a seam. Kid Block, nice re-entry into the pack. Breaks it up for a moment. Unfortunately, Delta Strike knocked to the inside. She resets in the back. We've got a lead jammer, and that is Chicago Lightning.
And that veteran experience of Chica, knowing, heard the whistle, knew she was safe, got up, didn't waste any time, kept on skating. I was cringe a little as an announcer when they skate back. You're like, no, just keep going.
All right, Tui Lion headed to the penalty box. Chest to chest in the front of the pack with Gaz. And Gaz lets her pass. 5 points. Angel City. Delta Strike, star in hand, out on her first scoring pass. Chicago Lightning calling off the jam. 4 more points, Angel City. That's 9 total for Chicago Lightning, bringing Angel City to 70 points. London Roller Girls, 59. 7 minutes, 28 seconds left in the first half.
And we would like to thank OHSU Sports Medicine. OHSU Sports Medicine is proud to be the official medical care team of the Rose City Rollers.
Angel City starting 1 blocker down. Pivot to Lion, still serving her penalty in the box. London full complement of blockers and Dracula jamming for London. Mikachu trying again for that leap over the outside line. This time not forced to reset. But Dracula already coming around for a scoring pass. And Angel City closing ranks in the back. Igwe just breaking up that 3 formation of Angel City so successfully, trying to give Dracula that space. She's been phenomenal at that this game.
Yeah, absolutely. This is my first time watching her skate, and just the way she comes in, like you said, just the way she's able to bring her team together in that braced formation, and then solo work is just phenomenal.
And really, it's all about the timing with those offensive, wrecking balls that you do. You can break up that 3 formation with a giant hit, but if you don't do it at the right time for your jammer, then you've basically just expended a lot of energy just to look like a bully. but that's a tough word around Derby right now. Not a bully. I would say a just making a point on the track, let's say.
It's a statement piece.
Yes. And sometimes you need to do that. You need to remind people that you're there on the track and have that intimidation factor. Darby Dagger is our jammer, lead jammer, Angel City.
And she caught everyone kind of looking to the right. She went left, snuck on 3.
Darby Dagger, high block. That's going to be a power jam for London.
Definitely been the story this first half. Just jammers rotating through the box.
Fortunately, I would say for both teams, that's more or less an even time spent in the box by jammers, it seems like. So there's no grand advantage as of yet showing from those power jams. Score's still pretty close, 70-64. Angel City in the lead. All 4 blockers on the track for both teams. Tui Lion, Octane Jane, and Rachel Rotten forming up, ranks in the back. And a star pass to Kid Block. Kid Block finds the inside line successfully. She is out of the pack, taking the star. Darby Dagger back on the track for Angel City. Octane Jane trying to both bridge and help a little bit there with offense. One to beat, that's Kristen Lee at the front of the pack, holding Darby Dagger. 5 points, Angel City. Tui Lion muscling Kid Block off the track, and she resets behind Rachel Rotten. Meanwhile, another 4 points for Darby Dagger scored, and she calls it adjacent to her bench.
I'd like to take a moment to thank Voodoo Donuts. The magic is in the hole. Proud sponsor of the Rose City Rollers and the Wheels of Justice. Also really good donuts.
Yes, 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 yes. Satan's Little Helper facing Delta Strike on the start line. Lacey Knight leaving Satan's Little Helper's side to join the defensive blocking formation in the back for Angel City. Igwe and Kid Block trying to slow down Satan's Little Helper. Satan's Little Helper rotates around on the inside. She's your lead jammer.
You know, Case, the most terrifying thing about Angel City's defense, they go from flat walls to brace walls like no other team.
They do.
And the jammer's like, okay, flat wall, I'm gonna do this. No, it's not working.
It's like it's an amoeba style defense, perhaps.
Like the hybrid.
Satan's Little Helper calling off the jam. And we have 4 points, it looks like, for Angel City, bringing them to 83 to London 67. Now, here's a little bit of trivia for you. Did you know that Kid Block from London used to be Tui Lion from Angel City Derby's teammate in Wales? They skated for Tiger Bay in Wales together. Also, Kristen Lee used to skate for VRDL with Tui Lion as well.
I imagine if we took every single skater and kind of went back to where they came from, it would be like one of those weird Criminal Minds charts.
Or maybe Tui Lion is the Kevin Bacon of roller derby.
Ooh. We'll work on that at halftime. We'll figure that out.
Okay, so Mikachu jamming for Angel City. 5 points for Rogue Runner. Rogue Runner absolutely showing her derby experience this weekend. She is an incredible jammer.
Angel City having some penalty issues. I'm a Blabaya picking up a penalty right at the end of the last jam, so they have a rotating cast 2.
Phenomenal pass by Rogue Runner. Just 360 degrees on the inside line like it's nothing. Star pass, Angel City to Lacey Knight.
We're back to a 1-point game. Those big point jams, 15 so far for London.
Lacey Knight. Oh, my goodness. Katie Black taking Lacey Knight down to the outside, but that's a no pass, no penalty on turn 4. Lacey Knight is scoring points because Rogue Runner is in the penalty box. Orocha in front. Lacey Knight, 5 more points. Now, more often than not, when you see that star pass to the pivot, pretty often it's only a power jam that sees that pivot on the track for so long. It's usually a points halting move, but since Rogue Runner went to the box, Lacey Knight managed to get out on track, and we actually got to see her jam for a good period of time, which we don't get to see too often.
Yeah, she puts up 10 points, 12 points.
Nicely done by Pivot Lacey Knight. It is halftime. We've got a 10-minute halftime. Score at the half is going to be 95 points, Angel City. Angel City just holding on to that lead, just clawing their way away from those ties, and London 85. Close game we've got for you.
Absolutely. We will see you in about 8.5 minutes. I'm going to turn it over to the house feed.
Derby Days is meant to be super challenging. 3 different focuses, so one focused on jamming, one focused on blocking, and one focused on the strategies that we use as a team.
Getting to play at a higher level and then getting to put that all together into scrimmage every day. I felt like I could ask questions about drills while we were doing them.
I flew 2,000 miles to go to Derby Days last year. You should totally go to Derby Days. It's a lot of fun, and they're all super supportive.
So even as a totally new person, only been skating a couple months, I really got a lot out of it.
Derby Days is meant to be super challenging.
3 different focuses, so one focused on jamming, one focused on blocking, and one focused on the strategies that we use as a team.
Getting to play at a higher level and then getting to put that all together into scrimmage every day. I felt like I could ask questions about drills while we were doing them.
I flew 2,000 miles to go to Derby Days last year. You should totally go to Derby Days. It's a lot of fun, and they're all super supportive.
So even as a totally new person who's only been skating a couple months, I really got a lot out of it.
All right, welcome back to the second half. I scampered on down these stairs.
Okay, coming back at you on the broadcast here at Hometown Throwdown for the second half of Angel City Derby versus London Roller Girls. We're coming into the second half. Full blocking packs on the track. Satan's Little Helper facing Anne Dracula. Angel City in the lead by 10 points, 95 to 85. Satan's Little Helper, first lead jammer of the second half.
And Casey, the story of the first half was just those jammer penalties. We saw them go back and forth. They're kind of evenly matched. I think Angel City has one more than London.
5 points for Satan's Little Helper. That's going to bring Angel City Derby up to 100 points. Satan's Little Helper through for another scoring pass. That's 5. We've got Anne Dracula back at the back of the pack, still on her initial pass. Satan's Little Helper taking full advantage of the lockdown of Anne Dracula. 15 points. Anne Dracula finally out on her scoring pass.
We talked a little bit in the first half about heat. We saw both teams hydrating and pounding Gatorade at halftime.
Oh my goodness. 4 more points for Satan's Little Helper. Angel City speeding up the pack, giving Satan's Little Helper the opportunity to get another scoring pass there, keeping Anne Dracula from being able to catch up to the pack. Really nice call by Angel City's bench there.
19 points for Satan in that last jam.
I think looking at the rankings with Angel City at number 4, they really, they need a big win at this game with London having lost to Rat City to, maintain their spot right there up top on the leaderboard. So they're going to try to expand that lead as much as they can because points really do matter in this game.
Especially with these 4 teams here this weekend, when you look at the rankings and the points between them, one really good game, you're hopping one of these teams.
Okay, we've got a track cut on Rogue Runner. Rogue Runner is sitting in the penalty box. Mikachu enjoying a power jam, if you can call what's happening up there enjoyment. She is being taken way back by Katie Black.
And Casey Roadrunner came into the box a little hot, managed to roll and not hit the chairs, not cause a penalty, but is definitely kind of checking out that left leg and ankle.
Oh boy. Okay, catch Mikachu on her second scoring pass, finding the pack right where she left him on the apex. She's going to get that second nickel in her pocket for that second pass. Rogue Runner back out on the track. And she gets knocked to the outside by Tui Lion. Rogue Runner resetting. Mikachu still on a run. That's Rogue Runner's initial pass. Mikachu trying to pick up a little bit more there. And 3 more points for Angel City Derby. Angel City kind of putting a crowbar in that lead so far in this half.
And Casey, you're from Angel City. This is kind of typical with them. They come out the second half and just kind of have a really, really good run. Smart team in terms of regrouping, talking about what needs to be done.
I'll tell you, they definitely are able to really fire up the intensity. If they come back in the second half with a slight lead, then that seems to be their wheelhouse, is doing really well in a second half when the first half ends in that way. Darby Dagger, high-scoring jammer for Angel City in the first half. She's the lead jammer in this jam. Delta Strike knocked to the inside by Octane Jane. She's going to have to reset there at the back of the pack. Meanwhile, Darby Dagger grabbing 5 in the sky, coming around for a second scoring pass for Angel City. And on the inside, Darby Dagger finds another 5. Delta Strike out on her first scoring pass. Lo Betancourt doing a little defensive roughhousing in there with Katie Black. That was a very active blocking pack for the jammers not being anywhere near it.
We saw some artistic skating in there, some...
Keeping it interesting for your entertainment, my friends out there in the Derbyverse. I want to say hello to everyone watching us on WFTDA.tv today. We're happy to be broadcast by our parent organization.
This is game 1 of 2 games tonight. Coming up after this is Portland, Texas.
That's going to be a barn burner. Chicago Lightning, Chicago Lightning tight rope tiptoeing on the inside line. That was quite interesting to watch. She gets knocked to the outside by Kid Block.
And Kid Block taking her to the inside and then to the outside.
She's got some long legs. The lateral movement for Kid Block is quite impressive.
Like 2 strides.
Good wingspan for Kid Block. And Dracula, lead jammer for London. And Dracula coming around for her first scoring pass. Igwe going one-on-one there for a while with Chicago Lightning. She is going to join Kid Block and Gaz at the front of the pack to triple down on Chicago Lightning. And some offense going back. Try to do a nice little sweep of the inside line. Unfortunately, Angel City's blockers would not be put in that dustpan. Chicago Lightning still on her initial pass and not finding the daylight she needs on the other side of Kid Block. And now Chicago Lightning exits the pack, only to hear that whistle for the jam. 4 points for London on that one. First points on the board for London in this half. 4 jams in.
Hard fought. I want to take a second to thank Red Bull. I think it's our drink this weekend. We're kind of living on Red Bull up here in the balcony. But definitely a sponsor of Rose City Rollers.
It's both cooling and energizing. Satan's Little Helper making some muscular moves at the front of the pack. Feet are never still. Satan's Little Helper is she's like one of those little water snake toys. You just try to grab it and it just flies out of your hand. She's the lead jammer, Rogue Runner. Oh, that's a track cut being called on Rogue Runner. Rogue Runner back in the penalty box once again. Power jam, Angel City Derby. 5 points. Satan's Little Helper.
And with a 55-point lead, this is not what London needs at this time.
Satan's Little Helper now heading to the penalty box herself, releasing Rogue Runner. Now London enjoying that power jam. Satan's Little Helper not able to capitalize too much on that. Just 5 points on the board. Rogue Runner finding a lot of space in the pack. OJ trying to just sit on her there on the apex, but she missed the chair, unfortunately. Rogue Runner still trucking. Satan's Little Helper back out on the track. London's blockers ready for it. Oh, Satan's Little Helper just keeping the outside line, sorry. And we've nailed ourselves to turn 1 once again.
I'm just impressed by that flying leap Hirocha took towards the back of the pack.
One might say these skaters are agile. Satan's little helper resetting back at the back of the pack. Katie Black in front manages to get just enough of space for Rogue Runner to make her first scoring pass. 4 points for Rogue Runner. Oh, and an apex jump. And she is plucked right out of the air by Lo Betancourt, as she does. I love it when Lo hits like that. Oh, my goodness. 4 points, Angel City, in addition to the earlier 5. What a hit.
I'm pretty sure it was like, I made it. I'm pretty sure, because that's what we did up here. I'm pretty sure that's what it looked like.
Oh, that was wonderful. That is why I wake up in the morning and breathe this sport every day.
Let's take bets on how long it takes for that to become the next gift. The next dirty gift.
All right, Delta Strike making short work of Angel City to become lead jammer here in jam number 6 of the second half. Tripod formation of Angel City blockers, Checker, Soledad, and Rachel Rotten in the back. And a nice door opening by Kid Block. Gets her right by for 5 points. Mikachu looking like Sisyphus over there, trying to push the rock up the hill.
London blockers like, we choose you, Catch.
I saw an amazing picture from Golden Bowl this weekend by my friend Adina, who made roller derby look like a Renaissance painting. It was that kind of blocking and the tangle. It's really, really amazing.
If you have not checked out Adina's work, just phenomenal derby photographer. And dear friend of ours.
Indeed. The Delta Strike on her third scoring pass, and that's a full 5, 15 points. London Roller Girls leaping their way back up towards Angel City's score. Great jam for Delta Strike. Mikachu struggling with 2 blockers in the box until just a moment ago.
And the thing about London is you cannot count them out. They're definitely a second half team. You have to get as many points on the board and hope they don't come back.
Well, it's it's quite obvious. Nobody's giving up on this game. London 25. That is the highest points scored in a single jam so far this game. Rogue Runner got 20 in the last half. Delta Strike 25 points. And if you're a London fan, I hope that you're out there clapping your hands raw, because that was an incredible jam for London, bringing them up to 28 points of Angel City Derbies. 148 points. 148, 120. Whew. It's getting hot in here. I mean, it's actually been really hot in here, but...
And I'm not sure if London brought about 250 of their fans, or if just everyone here is cheering now for just really good derby.
I think if you're unsure of who to cheer for, you cheer for the people who came the farthest. That would definitely be London. Darby Dagger, lead jammer for Angel City. And Dracula has all 4 of Angel City's blockers doing what they do at the front of the pack. Octane Jane having a really great game for Angel City. Her blocking has been quite fierce.
Kept herself out of penalty trouble.
She has. And Dracula on her first scoring pass. Darby Dagger taking as much as she can get from that pack, and that's going to be 3 points. One of our lower scoring jams of the game. Now, we talk about the Sequoias out there. So if you've got Lacey Knight, Rachel Rotten, and Tui Lyon in a single blocking pack, that qualifies. It's 2 Sequoias and a eucalyptus.
That'll work. It also is most jammers' nightmares. Yeah,
that's pretty fierce. Igwe bracing the 3 formation in the front. rotating triangle of death for Chicago Lightning, and she's knocked to the outside. Quickly resets behind Orocha, and in the meantime, Carly McAdam finding an outside lane.
Huge help by Just Jess on that last pass. I think 2-3 Angel City blockers on their rear, creating that opening for Carly.
The first we've seen of Carly under that star cap so far this game. Hi, Carly. Meet that triangle. Chicago Lightning out of the pack on her first scoring pass. Carly McAdam making some headway there in the last few seconds, is able to grab all 4 points from Angel City's blockers.
Big hit there by Soledad, making Carly question another pass.
Question her very existence, perhaps.
Want to take a moment to thank Fran's Bakery. Fran's has been proudly baking in Portland since 1906. If you're not in Portland, you are missing out. Their apple oatmeal cookies are delicious.
Excellent. What if we announce this as like roller derby as an existential experience? Satan's little helper questioning her existence as she goes past turn 1. What's it all about, she asks as she looks at the ref. Why are you pointing at me? Lead jammer, Satan's little helper.
Wondering if she should have ever turned right down that road.
Why always left? Up. We've got Rogue Runner down in turn 2, and looking like that was not a good landing. As you said, looked like she was kind of favoring her leg a little bit earlier, and looks like they're looking at one of her legs now. Our fine medical team here at the hangar.
Yeah, absolutely. Had a little bit of a spill coming into the penalty box towards the end of the last period, or beginning of this period, and kind of just favored that leg.
Looks like she's moving into the upright. Definitely some leg favoring happening there. Well, we'll hope that everything is okay for Rogue Runner.
And Rogue in really good hands with the OHSU sports medicine staff, our league medics, and here with us this weekend.
Okay, so 2 in the box for London. It's Gaz and Kid Block. We've got OJ in the box for Angel City. So 2 London blockers on the track, 3 Angel City blockers, Darby Dagger and Delta Strike wearing the stars for their respective teams. Kristen Lee and Igwe, the 2 blockers to face for Darby Dagger. Darby Dagger makes it out in about 10 seconds, becoming lead jammer for this jam. Delta Strike looking for an outside lane. Soledad not pleased with that penalty call. Darby Dagger 5 points. Very thin pack. 2 Angel City now, 3 London. Darby Dagger calling off the jam. 8 more points for Angel City. A lot of activity happening on the penalty box front in that jam for sure.
Yeah, absolutely. And Angel City looking to kind of slow things down, maybe catch their breaths. We know that they have a tendency to start waterfalling penalties when this happens, and both coaches just kind of saying, let's take a breath, let's call it off and regroup.
Definitely. Angel City has definitely suffered that fate a number of times. Satan's little helper in the front of the pack, and Dracula wearing the star for London Brawling. Orocha bridging bridging the front formation and that back blocking formation of Angel City. Satan's Little Helper looking like she's not trusting that her star is going to stay on her helmet.
She was spinning around in circles so fast, she was just afraid it would fly right off. Igwe doing a fantastic job of holding your back and coming back and playing offense when need be.
Satan's Little Helper stealthily finding the space that she wants in that. Oh, we've got a high block on Satan's Little Helper. Once again, a jammer occupying a space in the penalty box. And Dracula holding the star in her hand.
And Dracula on that power jam, going up against that wall of low. Lacey, Octane Jane, and Soledad. Not the four you want on the track when you have a power jam.
And Dracula makes it through on the inside, takes herself out, but stays in bounds, so she is still on track for a scoring pass. Satan's Little Helper back on the track. Theoretically, she is getting reeled back by Katie Black, re-engaging with the back of the pack and London's three formation, low Betancourt. Gonna do some wrecking ball action for Satan's Little Helper, trying to help back there with some offense. Lacey Knight and Octane Jane up front. Octane Jane just essentially steering Lacey Knight back and forth across the track.
Absolutely, little hug there at the
as though she is Wonder Woman's shield.
And hugging it out at the end.
Yes. These teams haven't faced each other but twice. Really friendly vibe between these two teams overall. I know Angel City just adores London, and from what I can tell, that goes both ways.
Who doesn't really? I think it's one of those, London is one of those teams that everyone loves to play them and everyone loves to cheer for them.
They are great sportswomen, tremendous athletes. We're really happy that they've made it across the pond to visit us this weekend. Catch Mikachu for Angel City. She is lead jammer. Looking at one of her teammates over there on the turn, giving her some coaching. And Mikachu rotating around on the outside. 4 points for Catch Mikachu and Angel City Derby, keeping London scoreless in that jam.
Want to thank WSL Leadership Coaching, helping you be more awesome in your work, sport, and life. WSL Leadership Coaching.
Angel City has Soledad in the box. So 3 blockers for Angel City, all 4 for London. Darby Dagger jamming for Angel City, and Delta Strike back out on the track jamming for London Brawling. Delta Strike looking for all of the spaces that Angel City is faking those spaces open and then just closes the door right on her. She just takes their bait. And we've got a track cut.
It's going to be a power jam for Darby Dagger.
And the Darby Dagger's last power jam was quite successful for Angel City. Angel City's got all their blockers on the track. Lacey Knight up front playing offense for Darby Dagger. Darby Dagger goes out of bounds. Kid Block also stepped a foot out of bounds, so she did not have to reset in the back. And out of play, danger for Kid Block, releasing Darby Dagger on her 3rd scoring pass.
And both teams, jammer penalties about equal, right? Rotating back and forth between the two. Big thing is Angel City really capitalizing on those power jams. We see 10 points already. London had a power jam a couple jams ago with Satan in the box, only able to pick up 1 point on that. So Angel City up almost 60 points.
And Darby Dagger calling off the jam. All 5 points on that last pass as well. A big 15 for Angel City. And that's going to bring Angel City Derby up to 187 points. It's 129 for London Roller Girls. 13 jams in the second half of the first game of the 2017 Hometown Throwdown in beautiful, sweltering Portland, Oregon. It's still gorgeous out here. I was riding around on Ophelia Mellon's scooter all day, and it was gorgeous. I'm happy to be here. I'm happy to be here calling this fantastic game. 7 minutes and 45 seconds left. Trisha Smakinawa on the track, jamming for the first time for London Brawling. And I believe she's probably filling that hole of Rogue Runner in the rotation. Chicago Lightning jamming for Angel City. Smakinawa is lead jammer.
And London being one of those teams that has such a deep jammer rotation. You see so many of the blockers jamming when need be and not really hindering the game in any way.
And Tui Lyon and Rachel Rotten doing work there at the front of the pack, spending a lot of time holding Trisha Smakinawa. Big hit by Soledad, knocking her out of bounds. 5 points, London Roller Girls.
And if you are watching this feed, it's because of Blaze Streaming Media. Live broadcast of tonight's bouts is brought to you by Blaze Streaming Media. Thank you, Blaze. Thank you guys for watching.
We've got a team timeout, Angel City. So like we said, stay tuned. All weekend long, we're going to be broadcasting these games on WFTDA.tv, thanks to Blaze Streaming Media. And we've got Texas versus Rose City coming up. Texas ranked number 5 currently, Rose City number 3. Rose City, of course, you may recognize as the 2016 and 2015 WFTDA World Champs. So we've got some personnel changes that you may have noticed on Rose City coming up. The very exciting happenings here in the purple and white pavilion.
Absolutely. Of course, we lost Scald Eagle and Braun Swanson to Denver in the off-season. Picked up some up-and-coming skater, Bonnie Thunders.
Little known skater, Bonnie Thunders. I think she'll do great things one of these days when she gets good.
We also have a couple of the juniors. Talk about how important junior derby is. Gallifrey for Rose coming up through our neighboring Eugene Junior League. And a few of those junior skaters, as with ACDG, folks coming out with 5-6 years under their belt, and they're 18.
Without a doubt, we're about to see a big wave of that in adult derby. So, stay tuned for some amazing action after this game for game number 2, Texas versus Wheels of Justice. In the meantime, we've got all the amazing action on the track for this game. Satan's Little Helper really scrapping it out there with Katie Black and Igwe. She's going to be lead jammer. Carly McAdam jamming for London. Carly McAdam knocked out of bounds by Tui Lyon. She's going to re-enter the track at the back of the pack. I like the way that Tui Lyon will get back there and thrust her hips back to try to trick them into cutting the track. Sometimes it works. It's a good move, though. And Kid Block swinging like a pendulum. As we said, those lateral movements that she is so good at. Just Jess, her blocking partner there at the back of the pack. Tui Lyon heading to the penalty box for Angel City. Carly McAdam out on her first scoring pass. Satan's Little Helper calling the jam.
Sad trombone.
Whoop, whoop. 4 points, not such a sad trombone, more like a trumpet trill for Angel City. 4 points.
And as the game winds down, we want to thank 4K No. Amazing tacos for 2 locations here in Portland, Mississippi, and Hawthorne.
Catch Mikachu jamming for Angel City. Delta Strike back on the track for London. Some domino effect there at the front of the pack. Oh, Soledad. And, we've got a penalty for a high block. or forearms. I can't see very well right now.
Forearm penalty. However, she did not exit the track in time. She has an insubordination. It is a full minute power jam for Catch Mikachu.
And we've got Tui Lion coming back onto the track, filling out. All hands on deck for Angel City. Mikachu on her first scoring pass. Lots of skaters on the ground in this jam. That's 4 points for Angel City. I'll give her the trumpet too.
She just hit the 200 mark. She deserves
Oh my goodness, fanfare it is.
I want to thank Black Cat Plumbing, your local neighborhood plumbing company and proud partner of RCR since 2009.
Okay. We've got a timeout.
And Melodrama on our wonderful jam timer signaling its official timeout, working out some last minute things, some housekeeping.
Okay, sometimes, got to make sure all of that lines up. Really world-class officiating up here in the Pacific Northwest. I'm always incredibly impressed by the professionalism of the refs and the NSOs. And in this heat, I really impressed that they are on their skates moving around this entire bout. My hat's off to all of our friends in the stripes and the black shirts out there. Couldn't do it without you folks.
Our secret's popsicles.
I know.
We have bribed the officials with popsicles, so let that be a lesson to neighboring leagues. When it is hot, feed your officials popsicles. Look at world-class officiating. Or just really sticky track. I'm not sure. One of the two.
All right. This is a power jam for Angel City. Darby Dagger with the honors of the star and wide open lane on the inside. A good distraction by her blockers. And again, good chaos offense by Angel City, just making sure that those London blockers are unable to link arms and do their job against Darby Dagger. Darby Dagger on her second scoring pass. Angel City now forming it up for defense against Anne Dracula, who is out of the box, engaging in the back of the pack. Whoa, extremely scrappy face-off with Lacey Knight and Gaz in the front of the pack that's going to force Darby Dagger to reset. There she is back at the back of the pack.
Kind of had a little domino effect.
And Anne Dracula still on her initial pass. Lacey Knight and Ima Blobaya in the front, doing a terrific job of slowing Drax roll. Darby Dagger still in scoring position. Anne Dracula now on her first scoring pass. 20 seconds left in the jam. Darby Dagger calling off the jam. 10 points, Darby Dagger. We've got just under 2 minutes left in the second period. Where in the world did this period go?
This period flew.
I have a feeling that it felt longer on the track than it did up here, though. Just a hunch. Satan's Little Helper facing off against Trisha Smackinawa. Satan's Little Helper just springs in her heels.
Patented Satan move right there. Couple steps to the inside, a little hop, little turn.
Well, another name for the devil is Spring Heel Jack.
There you go.
all goes together with number 666, Tricia Smackinawa, on her first scoring pass. She's coming into the back of the pack. Satan's Little Helper calling off the jam. 4 points total for Angel City. London scoreless. 1 minute left. 214 points for Angel City Derby, 134 London Roller Girls. I feel like this here towards the end, we're looking at a score that is something probably about expected, or by Angel City and perhaps by the prognosticators out there in the world of Derby. I think that we're looking at a game that is playing out about as we thought it might. London doing incredible work in this game. However, Rogue Runner back out on the track, which is great to see after that spill she took on the apex. I would be extremely disappointed not to be able to see Rogue Runner do what she does all weekend long. She is lead jammer here in the final jam of the game. Big cheer in the crowd for Rogue Runner, not just for being back on the track, but for being so successful in this jam. Chicago Lightning finally breaking out on her initial pass.
And with that, the period clock has expired. About a minute left on the jam clock.
And 4 points for Chicago Lightning. Rogue Runner throwing a hip at Chica. Didn't work, but Katie Black did some work there on turn number 1, knocking Chicago Lightning out and taking out a ref in the process. Oh. And the star has fallen off of Rogue Runner's helmet, and I'm not aware of it initially, but you could see her face when she realized the star was on the track, just a deflation of the shoulders.
Absolutely. She kind of came into the legs of Octane Jane, bringing Octane Jane down, and kind of had that pile driver move right onto her helmet. She's kind of having a little bit of a neck thing going on.
Yeah, and though London is sitting in the lead jammer position in this jam, in this final jam, kind of giving them the opportunity to score and control the clock. Angel City just doing a really great job keeping her in the pack. 10 points in that jam for Angel City, 7 for London Roller Girls, and that is going to be our unofficial final. 224 points Angel City Derby, 141 points London Brawling. We are here all weekend. I will be back on the mic on Sunday for you when Angel City takes on the Wheels of Justice. Every team of the 4 teams are going to face each other. So we're going to see London, Angel City, Texas, and Rose City all matching up with each other over the course of the weekend. And if you're not interested in teams this highly ranked in WFTDA skating in a 100-degree warehouse in Portland, Oregon, then I don't even know you anymore.
Exactly. Why are you in Derby? All right, so here's what's coming up next. Wheels of Justice taking on Texas for our second game of this evening's doubleheader. Stick with us tomorrow. Angel City's taking on Texas first. I believe it's 7 o'clock. And then we have Wheels of Justice going up against London. And then rounding out the weekend on Sunday, London versus Texas on game 1. Angel City versus Wheels of Justice to close out our weekend.
And that will undoubtedly, we've got about 5 more games, 5 more barn burners for you. So stay tuned. We're going to be back for game number 2 shortly. And don't go too far. And see.
Get the net. Get the net. That one that jumped. Yeah, that's a good one. Main chocolate cake donut right there. That butthole right there. That's it. There you go. Yeah, we're gonna put him in. that one.
When the sun goes down and the evening rolls around, that's the time I find got blue ribbon on my mind. I got that blue ribbon on my mind. More and more lately I find I've got a taste for living. I'm digging for blue ribbon. I've got that blue ribbon on my mind.
Teams going in for high fives and hugs. Feel free to line that track and grab your high fives. Make some noise for the Angel City Derby! And make some noise for London Brawling! London, take your lap! Your bridge is very awesome! All right, friends, go around, get your lap. Everyone wants to shake your hands too. Don't keep the people waiting. They're thirsty for London. All right, and do I have a representative for Angel City to tell me who? Excellent. Oh, hello there. It's good to see you, Tui. Amazing game. All right, so I'm checking in with Tui. Who have we selected for London Brawling's MVP blocker?
We think Helvey was the best out there today.
Helvetica Black MVP blocker. Please come on out, step to the center of the track. And who have we selected for MVP jammer?
It's Rogue Runner for sure.
Rogue Runner, no doubt. Come on out. That is amazing. Congratulations. All right, do I have a representative from London to fill me in on who we've selected or who wants to make it up as they go along? That works really awesome too. Oh, there you are. Who have we selected? Let's face everyone at home. Please face everyone at home. Excellent. Oh, you need to go have a little chit-chat? We're going to have a quick chit-chat. We're going to keep you posted right quick. Because they're so conscientious. They really want to make sure that it's authentic and it's right. I mean, they could eeny, meeny, miny, mo, and they would land on a well-deserving player. I think we can all agree on that much. I think I heard that we've decided on the MVP jammer, so maybe you can let all the folks at home know what we decided for MVP jammer. Darby Dagger, MVP jammer. And the blocker. You know what this means? This means that everyone played as such a unified team. It's so hard to pick out just one MVP. It's going to be Lacey Knight, MVP blocker. Come on out. Pose for a lovely picture towards the photographer. Oh, and the other MVPs, please come back on out for a picture. I know all the moms and dads back home will want to see it. This is amazing. This has been a fantastic bout. Everyone can agree. We've only just begun the weekend. I will spare you the song and dance. Get yourself some beers. Get yourself some merch. Get yourself a sweaty spot on the bleachers. And we'll be right back with you.
All right, listen up. We're hearing whispers all over town, and everything's leading to one place.
Tonka.com.
With over 22 known accomplices, these guys are capable of hitting every person in town with a great deal.
You're in a Chipotle burrito, Sam. In here, everything must be real. So be real.
Real, okay. I like to collect penguin figurines. I think they remind me that when things are rough, I can just put on my best tuxedo and fly away.
Sam, you know, penguins don't fly.
This is stupid.
Thank you for coming. There's a swag bag on the way out. Thank you.
In 1984, we set out to change the world and got thirsty. And that's when the revolution began. Where we come from, beer isn't just a beverage, it's a way of life. A strange, alternative, offbeat life. Whether we're decorating the streets with naked bodies or tiny horses, we've always done things our way, with a beer in hand and our inhibitions behind us. And that's what makes this place great. It's how we've crafted amazing, groundbreaking beers using only the freshest, local ingredients for over 30 years. From our original IPA to our fan favorite Kingpin Double Red Ale, we've always brewed with the boisterous citizens of our fair city in mind. And you can bet we won't stop pumping out these glorious golden suds until the clouds open up and the sun shines down. Which is never. Bridgeport Brewing, where the revolution began.
Derby Days is meant to be super challenging.
3 different focuses, so one focused on jamming, one focused on blocking, and one focused on the strategies that we use as a team.
Getting to play at a higher level and then getting to put that all together into scrimmage every day. I felt like I could ask questions about drills while we were doing them.
I flew 2,000 miles to go to Derby Days last year. You should totally go to Derby Days. It's a lot of fun, and they're all super supportive.
So even as a totally new person who's only been skating a couple months, I really got a lot out of it.
Jump. Yeah, that's a good one. Dane chocolate cake donut right there. That's butthole right there. That's it. There you go. Yeah, we can fit in there.
When the sun goes down and the evening rolls around, that's the time I find got blue ribbon on my mind. I got that blue ribbon on my mind. More and more lately I find I've got a taste for living. I'm thinking cold blue ribbon. I've got that blue ribbon on my mind.
Naturally good Pabst. America's premium beer since 1844. Pabst. A lot to look forward to.
All right, listen up. We're hearing whispers all over town, and everything's leading to one place.
Tonka.com.
With over 22 known accomplices, these guys are capable of hitting every person in town with a great deal.
You're in a Chipotle burrito, Sam. In here, everything must be real. So be real.
Real, okay. I like to collect penguin figurines. I think they remind me that when things are rough, I can just put on my best tuxedo and fly away.
Sam, you know, penguins don't fly.
This is stupid.
Thank you for coming. There's a swag bag on the way out. Thank you.
In 1984, we set out to change the world and got thirsty. And that's when the revolution began. Where we come from, beer isn't just a beverage, it's a way of life. A strange, alternative, offbeat life. Whether we're decorating the streets with naked bodies or tiny horses, we've always done things our way, with a beer in hand and our inhibitions behind us. And that's what makes this place great. It's how we've crafted amazing, groundbreaking beers using only the freshest, local ingredients for over 30 years. From our original IPA to our fan favorite Kingpin Double Red Ale, we've always brewed with the boisterous citizens of our fair city in mind. And you can bet we won't stop pumping out these glorious golden suds until the clouds open up and the sun shines down. Which is never. Bridgeport Brewing, where the revolution began.
Derby Days is meant to be super challenging. 3 different focuses, so one focused on jamming, one focused on blocking, and one focused on the strategies that we use.
I felt like I could ask questions about drills while we were doing them.
I flew 2,000 miles to go to Derby Days last year. You should totally go to Derby Days. It's a lot of fun, and they're all super supportive.
So even as a totally new person who's only been skating a couple months, I really got a lot out of it.
And welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. Game 2 of this hometown throwdown weekend. Are you ready for some derby action? Hey, Murray.
Hey, Head.
I hear we have a team visiting us from Texas.
We do. Introducing first in this main event, wearing the white jerseys, they are the Lone Star Psychopaths, putting the gore in gorgeous, shriek in terror from Texas Roller Girls, Texecutioners! They are number 03, Olivia Shootin' John. 07, Jackie Daniels. Number 12, DeBella DeBall. 15, Trauma. 16, Asia Gare. 202, Freight Train. Number 22, Polygon. 27, Peace War. 420, Stoner. Number 5, Smarty Pants. 82, Marizi Livin'. And number 9, Nikki Ticky Time Bomb. Give it up for the Texecutioners.
Ladies and gentlemen, let's give it up for your hometown heroes in purple. Two-time WFTDA champions, Wheels of Justice. Number 1, Frisky Biscuits. Number 127, Jessica Chestnut. Number 23, Gallifrey. Number 26, Sarah Gaither. Number 260, Envy Adams. Your captain, number 28, Alicia Nisbet Smith. Wearing number 340, Bonnie Thunders. Number 4, Jess Rivas. Number 401, Tarantula. Number 415, Hannah Jennings. Number 48, Brute. Number 523, Liquor and Splits. Number 65, Miss Dr. Josephine Simonis. And number 77, Lauren Much. Your Wheels of Justice.
Well, hello, Derby fans everywhere around the world. I am the King. I'm right here with Layla Smackdown. We're about to get
all right, thank you very much for sticking around for tonight's main
of the evening here. You're going to see, obviously, the Wheels of Justice taking on, obviously, the Texecutioners. Layla, what can you tell us?
I can tell you, first of all, that I'm so dang happy to be here. What we are about to see is currently WFTDA ranked number 3 Rose City Rollers going up against number 5 ranked Texas Roller Girls. We both actually physically watched these teams play, not each other, but play live and in action, was down in close by Eugene, Oregon for the Big O just a couple short months ago. Both teams had pretty decisive victories in 2 of their games. Both teams fell to Victorian Roller Derby League. Victorian did not come all this way across the world to lose any games, but
they look mean.
They really did, but now we didn't get to see these teams face off. We're about to. Starting off on the jammer line, Lauren Much for the Rose City Rollers up against Olivia Shootin' for Texas.
Olivia Shootin' pushing that inside line, gets kicked out of bounds by Chestnuts. Lauren Much up against, looks like Stoner. Envy Adams trying to come in and shake something loose. Lauren Much right now still trying to work that inside line. Olivia Shootin' working against that 3 line. Chestnuts does pick up a penalty, and
realize that Jessica Chestnuts was going to the penalty box. Therefore, there was some real, like, slowing down the grab lead Jammer.
Yeah. Lauren Much just get through, but 4 points were picked up quickly by the Texecutioners, and that's going to take us into jam number 2.
It's cooled down in the evening.
Yeah.
It's a balmy weekend here at Hometown Throwdown. Hopefully you're watching from home. You know, if you couldn't make it to Feasterville, you couldn't make it here, that's okay. You're right where you need to be. You're drinking a beverage, you're sitting on your couch, and you're getting ready to watch Freight Train face off against Bonnie Thunders.
Well, Bonnie Thunders comes into the middle of that 3-wall, being embraced by Jackie Daniels, and Bonnie Thunders really pushing her way all the way up to the pivot line. Speaking of pushing, Freight Train trying to work that outside line, pressing with her toe stops, almost makes it around, does step out of bounds, has to go back and start again. Up front, Bonnie Thunders, one player left to beat. That's going to be Peace War, and cannot contain her. Bonnie Thunders is out.
That was almost 30 seconds burned off that clock, keeping Bonnie Thunders contained, already back around again on the scoring pass.
Freight Train still stuck in the back, took that star off. She is out, and a forearm being called. That's going to be a power jam that's going to benefit the Wheels of Justice and Bonnie Thunders.
I'm not a betting woman, but I'm gonna go out on a limb and say that might not be the first time we hear this of power jam, lead jam, Bonnie Thunders.
Right.
This is a good opportunity. You know, everyone's been watching the first exciting game we had. They might be chomping at the bit to get to it. They're just warming up and getting ready to give you a really awesome first night of Hometown Throwdown.
Well, Bonnie Thunders is back in after being taken back and taken almost all the way back to the pivot line by Trauma. Bonnie Thunders doing a great job, or I should say the Texecutioners doing a great job containing. Finally, Bonnie Thunders rolls off the back of Peace War and is out, picking up a grand slam.
Peace War is out. Full lineups on both sides. We are real split. Chestnuts trying to dig down deep and carve a little bit of a path for fellow jammer.
Freight Train got out. Bonnie Thunders also got out, picking up her 4 points. That was obviously Freight Train's initial pass. So that's going to be 9 points benefiting the Rose City Rollers. The Executioners picking up nada.
We would like to give special acknowledgement to PDX Pipeline, your online source for Portland's music, arts, and events happenings. If you're going to come to Portland, PDX Pipeline.
We are going to start this next jam with, it looks like, Sarah Gaither sitting in the Pabst Blue Ribbon penalty box. And Liquor and Split is on the line for the Rose City Rollers.
That is Nikki Tiki Time Bomb wearing the star. Watching at home this season, the New York Roller Derby at Gallifrey was brought up in the Eugene Juniors program. This is her first time with the Wheels of Justice this season. We're so happy to have her. Meanwhile, we do have a power jam for Rose City Rollers. Nikki Tiki Time Bomb currently cooling her heels in the Pabst Blue Ribbon penalty box.
Liquor and Split way out of play. They finally blow the whistle. It looks like she was going to go ballistic there for a second. But she is
no.
She's not passionate or anything.
She's calm. She's chill.
Well, Liquor and Split has made her way all the way back around. She does come in. She's already picked up a few points. Nikki Tiki Time Bomb's got the cap in her hand and now engaging that 3-wall brace as Jess Rivas is still in the Pabst Blue Ribbon penalty box. Liquor and Split now trying to get through backwards, working her way to the middle, back to the inside line.
Polygon tried to throw some offense into that tripod of terror, but Chestnuts was well aware of it, dropped Polygon on the backside.
Well, Liquor and Split's picked up her point. She knows she's already got them. She is not going to catch, that was, let me see, number 9, Nikki Tiki Time Bomb, who has gotten out after her penalty. And so she's going to go ahead and whistle it dead, picking up only 4 points on that pass. Makes it a 13-4 game right now.
Now wearing the start for Texas, we have, once again, Olivia Shootin' going up against Brute, homegrown Rose City roller skater. Came up from the Rosebuds Juniors program, was a powerhouse on the home team. Task as jammer for Wheels of Justice and lead jammer, Brute.
Wow. I don't know if you saw that, folks at home, but, man, she worked over those toe stops getting out of there, and that's what she does. She's a fast around the track, already picking up points, backwards and scoring. The crowd goes nuts, and she's a fantastic lady, and she's got a lot of veteran skills for being so young.
Wise and sassy, far beyond her years. Also, roller derby.
And we love Kelly Brown.
What's not to love about Kelly Brown? We do have Freight Train for the Texecutioners going up against none other than Lauren Much for the Rose City Rollers.
Lauren Much takes off. She's already glided around two of the blockers on the Texecutioners. Takes that inside line.
Toe was all that Much needed to be dropped back. Freight Train is the lead jammer, already back around on the scoring pass.
Well, Freight Train comes in, and that was Polygon coming in to play a little offense, but does have to bridge the pack. Freight Train gets taken out in turn number 3, and they're going to drag her back almost to turn number 2.
Demoralizing, cascading wall dropping all the way back. Freight Train shrugs off a little late hit and is out with 4 points picked up.
That's a shake and bake move right there. She just jumped right on out, kind of faked to one side and went to the other. She tried to do it. Oh, she just went right to the gut of it this time, and that is Smarty Pants in there trying to open something up. Back. Lauren Much is in there, still trying to fight her way through. This Texecutioner wall is just brutal, and they are really taking advantage of these Rose City Rollers jammers.
And that is a multiplayer block sending Polygon to the penalty box.
Well, Gallifrey is up front trying to help out Lauren Much. Lauren Much could not get out. She is being drugged back to turn number 4. Jess Rivas gets a hold of Freight Train, takes her back also to turn number 4. Finally, Lauren Much is out.
Great job by Rivas reinforcing that outside line. Last-ditch effort by Gallifrey, but Freight Train, I think, did pick up that point. Yes, indeed, that was a grand slam on that pass.
So, Texas takes the lead. That's 19-17. They've got 2 points over Rose City with 22 minutes left in this first half.
Special thanks to Oaks Amusement Park. Hey, that's where we're at right now. Home of the Rose City Rollers and the place to purchase your derby gear. Thank you, Oaks Amusement Park.
And if you've never skated there, it's one of the best places to skate in the nation, in my opinion. Bonnie Thunder's on the line. She is out that quickly, running past the pivot line, running past Peace War. Ain't nobody going to stop Bonnie Thunders until she comes back around.
It's true.
And Nikki Tiki Time Bomb also trying to fight her way through a whole bunch of purple shirts and has barely made it to the pivot line, even with help from her friends. Bonnie Thunders is back around. Peace War now has a big piece of her. Here comes the offense from Hannah Jennings. Bonnie Thunders still stuck in there trying to get around in that wall. Nikki Tiki Time Bomb right stuck at the pivot line, has not moved since then.
We had a little star stash, but make no mistake about it, the Wheels of Justice are well aware of currently who holds that star, doing a great job of just keeping those blockers separate with the pivot now in the penalty box.
Well, Peace War tried to roll back. She ended up back and running to the back of Tarantula. Low block being called, and that brace wall is now set again as Bonnie Thunders is through, picking up a Grand Slam 5 points.
We have a whittled down wall of Texas. Bonnie Thunders definitely wants to take advantage of this opportunity. Hannah Jennings getting into the little melee. You like her moves? You better come to Derby Days and learn the moves directly from Jennings.
Well, that's a nice little kick out. Everybody's going to roll back. And Nikki Tiki Time Bomb is still stuck trying to get out of that wall. Bonnie Thunders makes quick work of this pack and picks up 5 more points.
Nikki Tiki Time Bomb trying to catch a little choo-choo train action off of the back of Polygon, but Polygon has to ditch that effort, focus back on defense.
Nikki Tiki Time Bomb still stuck in that wall. Tarantula's got her on the outside. They're going to kick her out. That was Sarah Gaither. Bonnie Thunders now back around. Peace War's trying to take her to the inside line, but Bonnie Thunders jumps right back in to meet Jackie Daniels.
Great job by Tarantula. Not quite sure whether she should go up and play offense. Saw the offense coming in, decided to protect that reinforced wall of purple in the back.
That was 28 humongous points. Texecutioners took a 2-point lead. Bonnie Thunders came on the track, and now the score is 45-19. Rose City rolling away.
That's the biggest jam we've seen, not just in this game, but in this day so far. The last biggest jam was 25 points in the previous game. So let's just see if we can top that.
Well, there's going to be a timeout. You know what? I say it every time someone like this calls a timeout after a big run, is a smart timeout. Your team just had a bunch of points loaded on top of them, and their jammer was on the track most of the time. There's a good chance for them to just calm down, reassess what they're doing, make sure they've got their defense set next time they go out there, and stay on the track.
You know, it's not just, it's so true. I mean, you really want to, especially when we see the kind of more narrow jammer rotations, you want to kind of rein everyone in, regroup, and stay focused, as I like to say, catch your breath, you know, get the frenzy prevented. We did see Texas getting into a little bit of penalty trouble in that last jam, but it's also a great opportunity to try and break the momentum that Rose City just kind of sprang out of that last jam gate with. So, you know, if you kind of think, well, maybe they're going to cool their heels too, kind of steal the momentum, sort of.
That's exactly
it's not like the crux of jiu-jitsu, from what I'm told. It's like, you know, taking someone else's energy and using it against them. I don't know. I should try and stop pulling from other sport analogies because, I don't know, I just end up messing them up. But
Olivia shooting John on the line going up against Brute. This is a good move for Texas to get back on Brute. She, like, as you saw in that first jam, she's got a lot of spring in her step and very quick moving with those toe stops. Olivia shooting John runs up that inside line, and Wheels of Justice should have been a little better about getting on top of her.
I think it was a little bit of overconfidence. Brute kind of just focused the attention on defense, but this is going to be a great opportunity. Brute has a lot of speed coming around that turn. It is lead jammer and power jam for Brute.
Well, she came in, gave a nice bump right there, ran up the inside line, picked up a quick 5 points, and this is a great move by the Wheels of Justice. They've got this team separated. They've got their goat in the back. That is Smarty Pants stuck back there. Brute runs out of it, picking up another 5 points.
Brute's really turning this oval into a circle. You have to really lean against that inside line if you don't want Brute to just charge on through it.
Well, now they got her. They see that's how you take advantage of Brute. You take her speed away. Now she's stuck behind that line. She's looking back and forth. Oh, and there is a forearm call. So she's going to have a seat. That's going to put Olivia shooting John back on the track in a power jam.
Credit to Stoner. I think Stoner saw that call was made before anybody else. Quickly dropped and turned attention right onto that offense
and
for
that was,
Olivia.
Sorry, that was a great move. She had to bounce on 1 foot in corner number 3 to try and get around that pack, and now she is back on a scoring pass. And she's already dropped 2 players getting around them. Oh, direction to play, penalty being called on Submonis. And that's going to put 1 player down for the Wheels of Justice. Olivia shooting John getting taken out by Gallifrey. Forearm being called on Brute. This is going to be another 30-second power jam for shooting John, who is got a lot of momentum going with her right now.
And in Gallifrey's attempt to incur that track hunt, it was actually a direction of gameplay called against her. We're now seeing the Rose City Rollers taking some time in the Pabst Brewed penalty box. Great last-ditch effort by Rivas. Bye-bye. Blow kisses to the fans and friends at home. She knows what she did. She's not sorry.
Yeah, well, she had a great little hit there.
That's what Rivas does.
Yeah, as you can see, the next jam is going to be very, very interesting for the Rose City Rollers. They've got 2 beers short of a 6-pack sitting in the penalty box right now. That means there's 4 players over there, including their jammer. They're gonna go with Alicia Nesbitt-Smith, I believe, as their solo blocker on the track.
Well, I ask, wouldn't you?
You know, you got the Rose City Rollers bench. Who would you pick?
Oh, my gosh. I mean, it's not like I want to play favorites or anything. I really would trust any of them. But, I mean, for my money, Alicia Nesbitt-Smith brings so much, not just experience, both, you know, just as a captain and a mentor and someone that's been to championships and knows what to do. But I'm told, skating with her, she brings such a level of calm communication to her fellow teammates. So I would trust her. You know, I also really like seeing Tarantula go it alone.
Right. Well, interesting. While I'm sitting there, it looks like they've sat the jammer for the Texecutioners in the penalty box. Brute is currently standing in the penalty box. Of course, she's going to be released before the opposing jammer.
Okay.
So Nesbitt-Smith might be out there all by herself, but that means she can play offense all by herself to hopefully get her jammer 3.
And I'm almost sorry that earlier in the evening I promised that the singing portion would not continue. because I don't want to hear all of the terrible hashtags about no one wants to hear Layla Smackdown singing all by myself.
All by myself.
But people do want to hear more of the King singing. Hashtag more King. Write your constituents. Petition your local tournaments. More King. Make King great again.
Again.
Forever.
All right. So right now, Rose City Rollers sitting on a 31-point lead. They've got 60 points on the board. Texas Roller Girls sitting on 29. We've got 17 minutes left in this half, and we're only on jam number 7. This has been a really good game thus far. Don't let the score fool you. The Texecutioners' defense has been incredible. Their offense, they had some really good sparks. They fell flat just a couple jams there.
I mean, the truth is, I think that their defense has been really tight. Just a lot of it has been penalty trouble. But now we're going to see a little bit of a reverse of that. So It looks like Simonis has sprung from the penalty box at the same time as Brute. Great opportunity to throw some massive hand grenade offense.
Well, they've done it in Fleece Brutality, trying to get around the outside. She's got Peace War to get past. Peace War doing a fine job, but she bounces on those toe stops. And just like I keep saying, she's going to wear those puppies out one of these days.
That was a great job by the Texecutioners, scrubbing some speed because Olivia Shooten-John is already returned to the track.
And Brute stuck at the pivot line. They have scrubbed her speed, and they're sitting on top of her. Stoner doesn't want to let her go anywhere. And Brute wisely calls it off. Didn't get it called off as fast as she wanted to give a little look to that ref, but no points scored for Texas.
Special thanks to Asha Wellness, chiropractor Dr. Carrie Shaw. Dr. Carrie Shaw is a wonderful person. I know Dr. Carrie. Go get your back cracked. Specializes in pain management and motor vehicle accidents. Thank you so much, Asha Wellness.
Frisky Biscuits on the line will be going up against Freight Train. Frisky Biscuits trying to work that inside line, and Jackie Daniels is not going to let her go anywhere. Freight Train, though, working the outside line, springs on those toe stops, and she's your lead jammer.
Whether intentional or not, Asia Gare did a great job of setting a pick on Powerhouse Tarantula, allowing Freight Train to just kind of clear that course on the outside.
Polygon picking up a penalty, headed to the penalty box. Freight Train is back in scoring position, tries to work turn number 1 on the outside. And Frisky Biscuits finally finds an opening on the inside, and she is out.
Smarty Pants and Jackie Daniels, devilish duo, those two.
Freight Train jumps to the inside, picks up 3 points, putting Texas up to 32.
Wearing the star for Texas Roller Girls, 33, Gravy Baby. That's the first time we're going to see Gravy taking the star this evening. Going up against, who dat? Oh, that's Bonnie Thunders.
All right. Who dat? All right, Bonnie Thunders and Gravy Baby both try to take that outside line. Bonnie Thunders is now working towards the middle. Gravy Baby now trying to take that. Yep, I was going to say, I thought she stepped out of bounds. Didn't want to say she was out. And now Gravy Baby is back again, trying to work on the back of Jess Rivas and Jessica Chestnuts. Bonnie Thunders up front. One player left to beat. Dropped her in turn number 1, and she's your lead jammer.
Great job by Texas trying to turn around and crash the boards, but maybe slightly underestimating Bonnie Thunder's speed all the way back around again.
Woo! Peace War and Bonnie Thunders had a little toe tap stop and tried to run back. Bonnie Thunders now running all the way up, and once again, Peace War is the last line of defense. Oh, and a penalty being called. Looks like a forearm. That's 5 points for Bonnie Thunders.
A natural grand slam picked up. Great job also by Gallifrey in that last jam, kind of bringing the speed up. Bonnie Thunders really took advantage of that.
And we got a star pass. Stoner now has the star. She's working on putting it over the top of that pivot cap. Bonnie Thunders is in hot pursuit. And Stoner knocked out of bounds by Envy Adams.
Gallifrey saw that coming, though, and did a great job of dropping back, reinforcing the wall with Chestnuts as well in the back of the pack.
Bonnie Thunders is through up front. She picks up 5 more points. Stoner is still stuck in the back. Might have stepped out of bounds, but she does scoot back behind everybody and starts again. Bonnie Thunders up front, still trying to work her way through. Stoner, though, does reach the pack. 5 more points. 5 more points picked up by Bonnie Thunders. That's going to bring her up to 19. Man, she is having one heck of a good first half. so far.
Wearing the star for the Texecutioners, Olivia Shootin' going up against Lauren Much.
Right now the score is 81-36, about 12 minutes and 40 seconds left in this first half. Lauren Much tries to go up, instantly caught by Jackie Daniels. Ricochets off of everybody. Hannah Jennings is in the middle, making it all broke up. Lauren Much is your lead jammer.
That was a little bit, I like to call the caboose action. Just grabbed onto the back end of Jennings, let Jennings do the heavy lifting, and just charged on through to grab that lead jammer.
That is going to be Sarah Gaither picking up a high block. And in the back, Olivia Shootin' is barely creeping along right past the pivot line. Lauren Much at the top of the apex, locked in the middle of those two blockers. And my goodness, that just looks ugly.
Alicia Nisbet-Smith, Tarantula, Jennings. They should start a construction company because I trust those walls.
Oh!
The big bad wolf is coming to town, and I ain't worried about it.
Lauren Much is through, picking up 4 points. And that, ladies and gentlemen, is why I adore Layla SmackDown. The analogies she has are probably the best in the world.
Oh, go on now. Getting back to it, we do see the Texecutioners sitting with the blocker advantage. Liquor and Split is going to wear the star for the Rose City Rollers Wheels of Justice.
Actually, there's a 2-blocker advantage. It's going to be Jess Rivas and Jessica Chestnuts out there. There's 2 blockers, Sarah Gaither and Alicia Nesbitt-Smith in the Pabst Blue Ribbon penalty box. Nikki Tiki Tombomb is stuck behind Jessica Chestnuts, and Jess Rivas kicks her out of bounds. Yeah, she almost stepped in and picked up a cut, but did not get that cut. Liquor and Split, though, is still stuck behind all 4 of those blockers in that incredibly tough Texas wall.
Sarah Gaither has to shrug it out. It is Nikki Tiki Time Bomb out for lead jammer. Texecutioners still holding on to that blocker advantage. It clearly worked on that pass.
Nikki Tiki Time Bomb does come in and is welcome to meet Miss Sarah Gaither and is dropped in turn number 1. Liquor and Split does a nice little hop, skip, and a jump. She is out in turn number 1. This jam does come to an end after Nikki Tiki Time Bomb picks up 5 points on that pass.
Speaking of construction, I know who those blockers can go and work for, and that is Echo Construction. The friendly people at Echo Construction love custom home building, remodels, and roller derby, and that is no lie. I'm looking down at the good people of Echo Construction, really just only physically. In life, I look up to them because they're wonderful human beings.
Oh, yeah,
We're grateful
they really
for all of their support of all kinds. Getting back to the action, Freight Train Jams for Texas going up against Bonnie Thunders.
Bonnie Thunders engages that wall. She got everybody moving, and it's hard to stop once you get moving like that. In the back, Freight Train is up against those 4 blockers from Rose City, and Jackie Daniels is right in the middle of it trying to get her jammer free. Oh, she bounces on her toe stops. Bonnie Thunders is out first, but so is Freight Train in hot pursuit. She tripped. Sarah Gaither got her, and a cut track on Sarah Gaither.
That was so close. Freight Train was just but like a step behind Bonnie Thunders, but then caught the backside of one of her fellow skaters' skates. You would hate seeing that.
1 point picked up by Bonnie Thunders. She quickly calls it off as Freight Train was flying around the outside. Good call off to save those points. 50 points now separate these two teams. 9 minutes in this first half.
Olivia Shootin' is going to jam again for Texas, going up against Frisky Biscuits for the Rose City Rollers.
Frisky Biscuits engaging DeBella DeBall on that inside line. Jess Rivas comes up, tries to take out the brace. And just like that, Olivia Shootin' makes short work of the pack in the back, which would be Rose City's blockers. She is quickly back around and in scoring position, taking that inside line, bumps Gallifrey, and picks up quick 5 points.
DeBella DeBall really seems to have Frisky Biscuits' number, kind of just batting her around like a cat and a mouse.
Woo! I don't know if you guys saw that at home, but she just took flight. That was Olivia Shootin' leaping over the backside of Gallifrey.
Well, Gallifrey's not that tall.
Well, you know.
I want to commend it. I don't want to sell it short. I couldn't do that.
I was about to say,
But no,
I can't jump over the back of her.
Not on my pogo stick could I do that.
You could put a ramp up there. I still couldn't jump over the back of Gallifrey.
But I would love to watch you try, actually, if there was a
Yeah.
ramp and like an Evil Knievel
You know,
type jumpsuit
I could
going
probably
on.
get a lot of hits on YouTube, and everybody would laugh hysterically as I injured myself. Back on the line, that's going to be Lauren Much, and I believe that's going to be Nikki Tiki Time Bomb, if my eyes do not deceive me.
Much is 1 for 3 so far on lead jammer status.
Yeah, they've done a really good job locking Lauren Much down, which is not something you hear a lot of people say. But yeah, the Texecutioners definitely have her number. Jackie Daniels right now pressing her to the inside line. They've got her boxed in, and just like that, Nikki Tiki Time Bomb is out as lead jammer.
Our Sierra blockers wasting no time in turning their attention to offense, but unable to really make much impact, focusing back on Nikki Tiki Time Bomb's return.
Nikki Tiki Time Bomb comes in. A direction of play call being called on Alicia Nesbitt-Smith. Tarantula and Hannah Jennings are in the back. Jackie Daniels comes in to try and open something up. Lauren Much, on the other hand, is up front in turn number 2, finally works her way out of that pack. Jessica Chestnuts introduces herself to Nikki Tiki Time Bomb, forces her out on the inside line. 2 points were picked up, and this jam is done.
Fantastic defense in that last jam by Trauma and Smarty Pants. They did eventually have to let Much go, but they held her back for so long. Also thanks to the great communication coming from Peace War. It must have just killed Peace War to have to set up and play bridge and not go and like destroy hopes and dreams.
That was the moment.
Effective.
That was the moment she wanted to be peace.
More peace than
More peace than war.
I
second,
see
you know.
what you did there.
Aha! Well, Brute takes off and she leaps and bounds like a gazelle and is out already, I should say up already. But Freight Train also keeping the pace with her, but Freight Train was knocked out of bounds. And turn number 3, Brute is up all the way in the apex between 3 and 4, and finally is out almost all the way around. That was such a fast pack.
I don't know how they just did it. Just something amazing happened. Someone dropped Polygon, and Polygon didn't even see what happened. She just went charging forward to re-engage Brute, managed to scrub a few seconds off of it before she emerged from the pack.
Freeze Brutality gets in, picks up 2 more points. No points picked up by Freight Train as she was bearing down on the back of that pack.
Special thanks to Selwood Pet Supply, quality nutrition and supplies for your pet. Well, maybe not your pet, depending on where you're watching from at home.
Well,
I mean, but they probably have mail order.
They might have a website.
I bet they have a website. You can go to the interwebs and search Selwood Pet Supply. It is a great shop in town.
Well, I see Bonnie Thunders down there on the line, and she engages the back of the Texecutioner wall. Working up front, though, Olivia shooting John. One player left to beat. That's going to be Sarah Gaither. Hannah Jennings jumps up and takes a swing at her. Olivia shooting John was not having any part of anybody in purple. She's your lead jammer.
That was kind of an amazing sort of ragdoll technique by Olivia shooting John. She just went tromping through that wall. They had no chance but to reabsorb around her. She just did the exact same thing again. She came in with such speed, they had no opportunity to form a sturdy wall to receive her.
They didn't know what to do. She came flying at them, and they were just hoping to hold on for dear life. Up front, Bonnie Thunder still trying to get out, and turn number 4 finally is out of the pack on her initial pass. Olivia shooting John, trying to work around the outside, might have picked up a point or 2. But make that 3. They just,
I'm sure she's not going to argue with you.
Make that 3 points. That's 8 points by the Texecutioners in that jam.
And 8 points shutting down Bonnie Thunders.
Yeah.
Making it took 40 seconds for Bonnie to come out that.
You can't be Superman all the time. And speaking of which, we've got a score right now, 93-64. There's a 29-point difference between these two teams with 4 minutes and 23 seconds left in this first half.
It's a beautiful sunset right now.
Yes it is.
Y'all are just going to have to trust us.
We got the hills and mountainside. The sun has just dropped below it. It's got that nice orange glow. And it's a beautiful night right here in the Rose City.
A slight breeze.
Yep. It's going to be sweltering tomorrow. It's time for the king to break out them bell-bottom shorts and...
It's probably for the best that they don't have cameras on us right now. You'd think that it was covered in Vaseline, but that's not a special filter. That's just us. We basically, the hangar, if you have not been to beautiful... Okay, so we are currently in an official review. Heads is on the floor. We're going to check back in. We'll stop our jibber jabbering to see what Heads has got going on for us.
All right. But while we're waiting for Heads, we'll go ahead and continue to jibber jabber.
That works.
Yeah.
That's fine. Again, this is just the first day of 3.
Yeah.
We're going to get to the floor, see what's going on.
And the no call will stand. It was determined to be legal contact. Woj will lose their official review for this half.
Down on the track, you're going to see DeBella DeBall. Who is that? DeBella DeBall, Asia Gare, and Stoneher are going to be in a wall up front. Dr. Joseph El Simonis is going to be standing out there getting ready to play some offense. In the back, I do see.
What makes you say that?
Well, it's pretty obvious. Jessica Chestnuts, Gallifrey, and Jess Rivas are lined up in the back, ready to catch that jammer. Laura Much comes up, goes to work her way through. Nikki Tiki Time Bomb gets knocked out of bounds. She was trying to get a whip.
Lauren Much is out lead jammer. Polygon trying to telegraph which direction for the jammer to take. It is going to be a track cut penalty.
Well, she cut everybody. I understand if the player went down or maybe out, but you cut the entire pack.
So what you're saying is that it was an accurate call made by the official.
Yeah, I believe it was. And with that, Lauren Much gets out, picks up 5 points on a very quick play.
No thanks to Dr. Simonis. That was massive and really impressive offense thrown on that pass.
Well, I like how they jumped just up there like that. Got everybody to move real quick, and that was enough to get Lauren Much the breathing room she needed.
Sometimes just the threat of offense is all that's needed.
Ooh, that was a brutal hit by number 22, Polygon. Rocked her back, but Lauren Much, a very strong jammer, gets knocked out of bounds at turn number 3, has to go back and start again. Nikki Tiki Time Bomb is back in after serving her time and is trying to work up against the back of that purple wall. Does have Polygon, I believe, trying to play some offense, but she gets kicked out of bounds and has to go back to turn number 2.
I just saw a good old-fashioned can opener from Chestnut. It was effective.
Well, she's been around a while, so you can call it old-fashioned. And just like that, here comes the offense from Gallifrey, and Lauren Much was almost out. Stoner's got a hold of her, gave her a couple love taps, and finally Lauren Much is out, picking up 5 points.
Stoner wasting no time grabbing that cap.
Well, she doesn't want to get caught.
Well, so she knows what she's doing,
Yeah.
and it shows.
She's like, I don't want no part of getting caught back there. And that's the worst thing for a pivot. When you are in the back of the pack and someone hands you a cap, it's like, I got to get through everybody now. What are you doing?
That's just rude. It's like, I see you struggle, and now you're going to throw me to the fire?
Bad jammer cap pass etiquette.
Poor etiquette.
Yep.
You should hear what Emily Post has to say about it. No manners whatsoever.
Oh. Once again, ladies and gentlemen, Layla Smackdown. All right. Everybody's in this pack. There's nobody sitting in the Pabst Blue Ribbon penalty box. Brute is trying to work that outside. Freight Train trying to work the inside.
Trying to work the inside, but Tarantula said, I don't think so. Oh, but Tarantula's going to go have to pay for those sins, apparently.
Yep. She's a sinner. Just that time. And Freight Train bouncing around on the inside line on those toe stops. She did a fantastic job, and she is your lead jammer.
Brute unable to find any light on that outside. That inside dominated by Jennings. Freight Train tried to catch just a tiny piece with a toe stop, but it was shut down.
She put a foot out of bounds over here in turn number 1 and launched back in bounds, but she did cut the opposing blocker, and that is going to give Brute a power jam.
You know, the Rose City blockers are doing a good job of kind of trying to play offense, but something that I've been seeing happening both tonight as well as at the Big O was kind of not marking up on the next immediate threat.
Well, that was beautiful work right there. What they did was they drug Jackie Daniels back as the GOAT, and then as soon as she came in, the entire group of blockers from the Rose City Rollers rolled back and formed the pack in the back, pushing the Texecutioner blockers out of play. They were at least 30 feet out of play, and they picked up a penalty on one of their blockers.
They built a pen to contain the GOAT. I like that.
Genius. Oh, that was a gigantic hit by Trauma. Looks like there's a little trauma on the face of Brute as she comes skating by, wiping her face.
She's sassy, but she got up really quickly from that. I could hear that from up here, but she sprang right up.
That's because she's young. If that was me or you getting a hit like that, we would still be stuck down there.
I can hear the squishiness of her cartilage even from here. She's got so much squishy cartilage.
All right, Brute is still stuck in there. Hannah Jennings comes in, opens up the can. Peace War. Swing and a miss. Freight Train is through, though, picking up 4 points on that pass.
Brute just coasting on the jet stream formed by Freight Train on that pass.
Call off is done. 1 point being picked up. We are at intermission.
Already?
Already. That was quick. Well, right now the score, Rose City is sitting at 126. Texas Roller Girls sitting at 69. But we've got a whole nother 30-minute half of play yet to go. Layla, let's take a break. We'll be back in 15.
Well, we're going to take a little break, but I think we're actually going to bring it down to the floor where I will be introducing you to a super hilarious and fun halftime program. This is brought to us by Bridgeport. They are launching a new beer that we have available this evening. So thank you, Bridgeport. We're going to show you the Bridgeport Tiny Horse Races coming right up.
All right.
Derby Days is meant to be super challenging.
3 different focuses, so one focused on jamming, one focused on blocking, and one focused on the strategies that we use as a team.
Getting to play at a higher level and then getting to put that all together into scrimmage every day. I felt like I could ask questions about drills while we were doing them.
I flew 2,000 miles to go to Derby Days last year. You should totally go to Derby Days. It's a lot of fun, and they're all super supportive.
So even as a totally new person, only been skating a couple months, I really got a lot out of it.
Tasted a brand new brew that is available this evening in the beer garden. Go grab yourself one while they're still available. I'm sure y'all have seen all the rage these days on the YouTubes and the interwebs. You see people galloping gracefully on hobby horses. I don't know how they managed to not get splinters along the way. I don't know what's worse, saddle rash or splinters in those parts. We're going to have to find out from our noble competitors before the event is complete which is worse. While our coordinator, Ginger Raff, designates teams, I will let you know how this is going to be going. We are going to have 4 tiny horse racers at a time facing off. They will be going around the obstacle course you see here. There will be 2 heats of these races. The top 2 winners of both heats will compete for the championship title. Guys, I'm making this up as I go along. I don't think there's any prizes. I mean, there's bragging rights. You get to go to work on Monday morning and stand around the water cooler and talk about how awesome you were for riding a hobby horse around the track. It's going to be amazing. Are we ready to do this? Oh, my goodness. Okay, who are our first competitors?
Nicholas.
Nicholas.
Josh.
Josh.
RVK.
IVK. Oh, my God.
Dame.
Oh, my gosh. Beyond Thunder Dame is competing. All right, friends, start your hobby horses. Mount your, oh, do you not mount them? Oh, you got to grab them first. Okay. Okay, so I guess after or before? No, first. Okay, so they're going to grab their horse, grab a beer, and then it's going to get cray. On the count of 3, 2, 1, go! Grab the horse. We're off to an early lead. Josh had no shame in just knocking IVK out of the way, chugging that beer. This is not his first beer. Josh just grabbed his beer too. We are in close contention. The smooth stylings of Genuine chime in over the loudspeaker. Thank you very much, Daniel St. Louis. Oh my gosh, party foul. Name.
What? What was your name again? Nicholas.
Nicholas, make some noise for Nicholas. Top winner. Is it the top 2? It's the top 2 winners or Corey. The horses are off. They're fast up to reach the beer. No. It's in the house. We might have to wipe them off afterwards and see. Oh my goodness, Kelly. Wait, you're not riding your horse. You're not riding your horse. You are not riding your horse. This is not a human agility class. You are going to have to go one full track around more. We are going to be penalizing you. Riding the pony. Oh my goodness, okay, a close second. Very good. All right, you are the winners of that heat. Congratulations. Stick close. I know, choke it back. That beer, I know it's a championship.
Freight Train goes right to the middle. Laura Much getting kicked out of bounds in turn number 1. Came back in. That was a good pack awareness, knowing who she got knocked out by. Nice move, faking out number 5, Smarty Pants.
That was great. That first attempted pass on the inside, it was almost like they were baiting Much, just giving her that little inch and then hitting her out. They underestimated her ability to shift to the outside, and she just eked right on by Smart Hands.
Well, DeBella DeBall tried to stop Lauren Much. Number 15, Trauma, tried to stop Lauren Much, but 5 points put on the board by Lauren Much.
Lauren Munch keeping an eye on Jennings, going it alone on the outside. That was a really fast pass with 5 points picked up.
Well, Freight Train had enough. She finally passed that star over, and that is number 5, Smarty Pants with star, finally getting out of that pack on an initial pass.
Smarty has a lot of amazing pickup speed. I think that the purple blockers just didn't even think that she'd be able to skip by them that quickly.
2 more points put on the board for Rose City. That's 12 in that jam. So they must have heard me say something about hold them scoreless, because they came back with a little double-digit score in that last jam.
They hear you.
I'm sure
there's a they out there, and it's not the ones on the track, because we're loud. We're not actually that loud. I'd like to say special thanks to someone. You listening at home, you're wonderful human beings. Frisky Biscuits is jamming for Rose City up against the Live Shootin' John.
Frisky Biscuits trying to work that inside line and bouncing off of everybody. And just like that, Olivia Shootin' John is whistled for your first jammer out. Jess Rivas is having her way, but she picks up a penalty. That's a forearm, and Olivia Shootin' John still your lead jammer.
Lead jammer, but he did manage to scrub 25 seconds off the clock, preventing her to be able to give it a go. She is back on her scoring pass.
Frisky Biscuits in turn number 3 having a hard time with that Texecutioner wall, but she finally eked on by the edge of Stoner on the inside. Olivia Shootin' John getting leveled by Envy Adams.
Ouch. I mean, just really ouch. Any hit coming from Envy.
Oh, man.
Ouch.
Yeah.
Special thanks to Buffalo Gap Saloon Eatery, John's Landing's favorite eatery and saloon. We'd also like to say thanks again to Bridgeport Brewing. They did sponsor that halftime program. Grab a Bridgeport IPA or cream ale or their new beer at the bar today.
Yum.
Bout Thunders is going to jam for Rose City, going up against Nicky Ticky Time Bomb for Texas.
Nicky Ticky Time Bomb trying to work that outside. She gets put all the way to the inside by Sarah Gaither. Bonnie Thunders up front, and she's working on the back. Jackie Daniels does pick her up. No pack is called. Jackie Daniels, the last line of defense. And Bonnie Thunders is once again the lead jammer.
Rivas is such a smart blocker. She came out of pack, saw they had to contain, went to go play some offense. It wasn't necessary. Drop back today.
Wow, that would almost look dangerous, but Bonnie Thunders got right back up, and she is back out of pack, picking up 4 points. Wisely, she called off this jam after picking up her 4 digits, and that is a whole Texas scoreless.
Jackie Daniels did catch a tiny little piece of Bonnie Thunders on that inside line, but Bonnie Thunders had enough momentum to shrug it off and pick up the points on that last pass. Special thanks to the Portland Mercury Kind Bars. Portland Vitals, oh, they're so delicious. Portland Vital Signs, K's Bar, and of course, She-Bop. We-Bop. Freight Train jams, Brute jams. They jam against each other.
And Brute getting taken out by Stoneher. She quickly stops and runs back up, engaging that wall of white. Freight Train, though, up front in turn 2 is your lead jammer.
Freight Train has just been seemingly unstoppable coming out of this second half. I don't know what kind of meditation happened at halftime, but it really seemed to be working for Freight Train.
Yeah, Freight Train's got the benefit of a waterfall effect from all of the blockers out there for Rose City, and now she's stuck in turn number 1 trying to fight her way through that purple wall. Up front, Brute is trying to get some offense off of Jessica Chestnuts, but still being stuck in a pack. Both of them not able to get out.
Asia Garrett attempting to play some offense, but then having to go and form bridge. Welcome to Bridge City. This is what we do.
Well, another bridge being dropped back. Incredible defense being worked up front. Inch by inch, Brute is trying to get out, but they're doing a great job keeping that bridge together.
That is Stoneher and Polygon breaking Brute's heart.
Yeah, and Freight Train in the back pushing ever so slightly that pack forward. Unfortunately, both of these jammers are suffering from the pack staying within about 20 feet from each other, and neither jammer able to get out of their wall.
It's kind of a grody stalemate, but then Simona jumps on in and tries to make a little bit of light for Brute. Having a hard time figuring out who the immediate offender is that's tormenting poor little Brute out there.
All of them are tormenting Brute. Brute has, I think, had to rub off the back of everybody out there. Just Rivas in the back just got a nice hit off of Polygon. Polygon still trying to work over that pack, but they are basically pacing her the entire way. Brute finally gets out, and she looks exhausted. That young lady is going to have a good night's sleep tonight.
You know, that was really just such advanced derby awareness by the Texecutioners there, because let's be real, they were pummeling Brute, right?
Oh, yeah.
That wasn't even, Brute wasn't in a position to score points yet. So you could see that Simonis, and great effort by Simonis, really played some thoughtful and clean offense, but then they all ditched out to kind of go play offense for their own jammer, and Simonis is kind of like, well, what happened? So.
Right. Wow, just like that, we were doing some analogies, and Lauren Much takes that outside, jukes everybody out of their skates, and she's your lead jammer.
Gray Baby just swinging like a pendulum, trying to find the light of day on the out to the in. Meanwhile, Much is already out, picking up, grand slam, 5 points, that pass.
Wow, it looks like she's like the Energizer Bunny. She just keeps right on going. Doesn't matter who steps in front of her right now. She has got those piston legs moving. And Gravy Baby stuck in the back. She's being pushed out on the inside, and she's got to go up against that strong purple wall. DeBella DeBall pushing at Lauren Much on that inside line. DeBella DeBall takes her all the way back to in between the pivot and jammer line, and Lauren Much now having to start between that incredibly strong Texecutioner wall.
Behind DeBella DeBall, Jackie Daniels and Peace War?
No.
No, thank you.
No. I'd rather go eat ice cream or something that's enjoyable.
It's so convenient for us to say from up here.
Yeah. I love playing derby, but that just sounds painful. All right, so up front, looks like Alicia Nesbitt-Smith is putting out number 33, Gravy Baby, who has a star in her hand. And finally, she makes it out of the pack. They all draw back, try to play some offense to separate everybody. Wisely, Lauren Much says, I've scored 4 points. I'm not scoring anymore. I'm calling this off.
They kind of took a page out of Texas's book from that last jam. They're like, why are we torturing this person who's not even on a scoring pass? Why don't we try to play a little bit of offense for a jammer while they're in control of calling off the jam? But Much is like, you know what? I'm good with these points. Let's just cancel this whole thing.
You know, your jammer should never have to work that hard to get through. Your job as a blocker to play offense and defense at the same time. Once you've locked down that jammer, somebody better be back there playing that offense. Freight Train right now doing some swirls and steps all the way up that outside. She's getting pushed back to the inside. Simonis takes her all the way to the outside again. And she's doing a lot of traveling on that track.
Bonnie Thunder is trying to tiptoe through the evil tulips up at the pack. At top, Chestnut's trying to play some offense, but also trying to not get in Bonnie's way.
Wow, she just shrugged off the back of some of those blockers, and finally Bonnie Thunders is out. Freight Train finally gets past Chestnuts. She is out.
Great effort by Chestnuts to race to the front and try to reabsorb Freight Train, but Freight Train's speed and strength left her untouchable.
Whoa! Man, she came into the back of that Texecutioner wall, ended up on her backside. That is a strong wall.
Really excited to be here. They're realizing that there is not as much time to play with, to manipulate. So they're just, that's why you're seeing all these kind of little crazy hits starting to happen.
Right. Olivia Shootin' is drugged back. Offense continues to come. Excellent job by Wheels of Justice to maintain. Finally, Olivia Shootin' is out, but Liquor and Split is standing and skating back onto track, so that I'm going to count that as almost a penalty kill.
Power jam burn, that was fierce.
Yeah, see, I don't even think Texecutioners realized that she had spent that much time already in the penalty box. Liquor and Split is through. They picked up 3 points with their jammer. Texecutioners, once again, 87. Rose City Rollers, 165.
chiseling away. Special thanks to Tonkin.com. The largest selection of new and used autos in the Pacific Northwest is only a click away at Tonkin.com.
Well, there's going to be an official review down on the track. We are going to throw it down to the folks down there. Maybe?
Oh, no, we'll be checking in. We're just waiting. Heads will get down there.
Yeah. It's a long run from all the way up here, all the way downstairs.
It's true, and now's as good a time as any to say special thanks to CrossFit Magnus, the official fitness partner of the Wheel of Justice.
Well, if everything stays the way it is currently, Freight Train is down on the track with a star on her helmet. Frisk Biscuits is also down there. All 4 lockers from each team are on the track. And refs are all huddled up in the middle.
All right, folks. So Texas is asking for an illegal procedure call on the Wheels of Justice jammer in terms of the box re-entry to track.
That's what I was wondering about. You know, she came in pretty hot and heavy, and I couldn't see, from our vantage point, we've got basically everybody in the middle, but Liquor and Split came in, and she was in and through that pack quicker than I could keep up with her.
It was way too hard to tell from our angle whether or not that kind of like scrum and sort of like Heathcliff style cat fight where they're all just rolling around and you just see like little fists coming out, big like this,
like handicap.
Yeah, and like the dirt coming up.
Yeah,
and then a cat like dragged back into it. So like she could have used that to her advantage, in that it was a diversion. No one saw her coming. We're gonna see if any of the referees had a better vantage point than we did up here.
Once again, best analogy ever. It just made my night.
But anyone like under 30 watching at home is like, I don't know any of these people. Who's Emily Post? Who's Heathcliff? Getting back to heads, we'll see what they've come up with.
And the update is the no call stands. Texas will lose their review.
All right.
That seems to generally be the common trend. It is very rare for things like that to happen.
Well, you never know.
Never say never. Again, I'm not a betting woman. Back to it. Frisky Biscuits jams Rose City up against Freight Train for Texas.
Freight Train navigating. She's looking over the top of everybody. Finally, she runs into Envy Adams. Frisky Biscuits, though, somehow came out on the outside as lead jammer.
This is Frisky Biscuits. I think it's only their 4th time on the track. First time as lead jammer.
Freight Train is out. Penalty being called on Jess Rivas. Frisky Biscuits back around. A little bit of offense coming. Frisky Biscuits getting kicked out of bounds. That is going to be Peace War doing the kicking of the out of bounds.
Special thanks to WSL Leadership Coaching, sponsor of the Wheels of Justice, official secret weapon of the Wheels of Justice. Oh, all this time I've been wondering. I thought it was like training and hard work and advanced derby and all, but it's a secret weapon.
WSL Leadership Coach?
Yeah, I'm intrigued. I want to know more.
Yeah.
Getting down to the track, is that Stoner? Yeah, it is Stoner wearing star for the first time for Texas, going up against Lauren Much for the Rose City Rollers.
Well, Stoner goes in. She's rubbing up against front of Tarantula. But Lauren Much, I don't know, where did she even come from? It's like she went under everybody and ended up on the other side as lead jammer.
Tiny and Mighty shooting right through the pack. Hop, skipping a jump over Jackie Daniels. 4 points picked up on that pass.
Well, you got to have your meetings in the morning and move a little faster than that to that inside line. She hit the sweet spot of that curve. Jackie Daniels just a skosh behind and couldn't stop her.
I think it's just probably like a time zone thing. Just got to adjust to the time zone differences.
Got it.
Freight Train is going to jam for Texas, going up against Bonnie Thunders for the Rose City Rollers. Yeah. Bonnie looks good in purple. I'm just going to say that.
I agree. Bonnie Thunders, I like that. She put a little bit of offense, slowed down Freight Train. Jessica Chestnut, Envy Adams glide Freight Train out of bounds. And Bonnie Thunders is up front, banging her across the front of Polygon. Never heard that before. Polygon finally unable to stop her, and company. Finally, Bonnie Thunders is out of lead jammer.
Fantastic job by Simonis down on the track, trying to keep pivot away from Freight Train for as long as possible, seeing that we do have a star stash.
No, I like the whole star stash thing. It's another angle of the game where now you have to worry about 2 players on the track rather than just the jammer. Speaking of which, Freight Train now stuck behind that wall, and she is really moving slow. Bonnie Thunders bounces around in turn 2, finally ends up 5 points on the board.
And once again, Simona saw it coming, held down the fort just long enough for Rivas and Envy Adams to rejoin Simonis.
I believe that was a out-of-play penalty.
I think that you were correct.
I think that's what I thought, maybe a back, but no, it was out of play, I believe. There is a pass. It was to Smarty Pants. Smarty Pants barely gets a cap on her head, and that whistle blows. 4 points being put up for Rose City. That's going to be 9 that jam. They're up to 180. Texas Roller Girls sitting at 87.
Just under 10 minutes left. It is Friday. We have 2 more scorching hot days of derby action for you. Hot derby. Oh, I wasn't going to go there, but you made me. Brute is jamming Rose City up against Nicotine Time Bomb for Texas.
Jackie Daniels up front trying to put some offense. Beautiful work on that outside. She just kind of did a couple big steps, those toe stops. She's your jammer.
Awesome kind of rock and stream offense coming from Rose City Rollers. Just made it so that there was no place for the Texas wall to go.
Up around, Brute coming with a head full of steam. 4 points being picked up by Nikki Tiki Time Bomb. This jam is dead. No points for the Rose City Rollers. Right now, Texas sitting at 91 with 9 minutes left. And Wheels of Justice at 180.
Frisky Biscuits had a great run that last jam, and we're going to see it's going to happen again.
Yeah.
Frisky Biscuits jamming for Rose City, going up against Olivia Shootin' for Texas.
Jess Rivas lining up there. It looks like she was going to play that offense, and she did not. She ended up slowly getting to her wall and holding that jammer. Frisky Biscuits comes out on the inside line and is your lead jammer.
And wherever the jammer goes, there Rivas is, saying, oh, you thought that hole was open? No, that hole's not open. I'm sorry, I'm shutting that hole closed.
Yeah, Jess Rivas, just a vicious, vicious blocker.
We have almost a full straddle by Gallifrey, reinforcing that wall of Chestnuts and Rivas.
Yeah, they basically let Olivia Shootin' John ride her down, and Frisky Biscuits comes in. Hannah Jennings stripping off. That is the last line of defense of Smarty Pants. Frisky Biscuits picking up a grand slam. I think I've seen more grand slams in this game. I'm telling you. Smarty Pants now gets the cap. She gets knocked out of bounds, and she's like, damn it, that's not what I wanted. Frisky Biscuits is up. She gets through. That's 10 points on the board for Frisky Biscuits.
That was like just like you were talking about earlier. Like, oh, really? I just saw you struck. Now you're going to make me do this?
Yeah.
You're not a good friend.
No.
We're going to have a talking to about this after this game.
We used to be buddies, but now you owe me a beer. All right, Smarty Pants being stuck in the back. Stoners coming in, trying to open up a hole. That's a slow-moving offensive move. Frisky Biscuits getting taken down, but she gets quickly up. Olivia Shootin' John, last line of defense. Polygon and Olivia Shootin' John are really trying to work her over, but Frisky Biscuits is just determined at this point. In the back, Smarty Pants still trying to put that star on her helmet. She says, heck with it. I'm just going to try and go. Jam comes to an end. And Frisky Biscuits picking up 15 points.
Big jam for Frisky. That was a really great showing by Frisky. Special thanks to OHSU Sports Medicine. OHSU Sports Medicine is proud to be the official medical care team of the Rose City Rollers. Once again, thank you, WSL Leadership Coaching, helping you be more awesome in your work, sport, and life, like Freight Train for Texas and like Lauren Much for the Rose City Rollers. Peace War, little jump back, and hey, but nope.
Nope. Lauren Much trying to work that outside, but she's on the deck. Freight Train is almost at a complete dead stop, and yeah, but it's able to move a little bit, otherwise it'd be a stop block call. Lauren Much in the backs, and man, it's just a big cluster right there at the top of the apex, waiting for something to break, and this is where you're going to see it. Someone's going to jump in there, and there it is. It looks like number 24, 27? Was that Peace War? Somebody just opened it up, but eventually Lauren Much came out the other side. Freight Train knocked out of bounds and has to come back.
Just a tiny little leap for Lauren Munch, but a huge leap for Wheels of Justice Van Dyne over the backside of Peace War.
All right, Freight Train is finally out of the pack. Lauren Much gets on through to the other side, picks up her 4 more points. That's 9 on the board. They have now broken 200 points in this jam, and they go ahead and call it off. We've got 5.5 minutes left this game. Liquor splits down to the line. Nobody in the penalty box. She's going to be joined by Ricky Tiki Time Bomb.
I like watching that skater. I like saying that skater's name. All of the things. I'm so glad that the weekend has only just begun and I get to keep seeing and saying it. Liquor and Split looking for an early inside hole to get the out versus up against Nikki Tiki Time Bomb.
Gallifrey up front trying to play some offense. Nikki Time Bomb stuck in the back and unable so far to get past this purple wall. Liquor and split, though. She ends up splitting up that blockers up front in the apex, and she's your lead jammer.
Caller Moses, split that pack, let us see. I know it's off season, but again, I kind of bet to myself, how many like Judaic references can I make in this game day? So thank you for joining at home.
Oh, Lord.
It was me and Melons. It's Shabbat Eve. I mean, I'm trying.
Oh, you're not trying, baby. You're doing it. All right. Well, it's got 4:20 left in the game. 205 points for Rose City, 91 for Texas.
We needn't touch it.
Yeah.
You get it.
Yeah, it's at the Rose City.
Bonnie Thunders is jamming for Rose City up against Olivia Shootin' John for the Texecutioners.
Bonnie Thunders comes out the other side. She's got one player left to beat. Bonnie Thunders, they're just dancing with each other. Oh, that was beautiful. Trauma rode her all the way to the line and knocked out Bonnie Thunders. Couldn't have played better defense if you wanted to.
That was like the greatest one-on-one dance I think I've seen so
that
far.
was almost like it was orchestrated.
It really was, because they both had so much speed, but it was like they were magnetized to each other.
Yeah.
Great job.
Bonnie Thunders was not having Olivia Newton-John getting in front of her. Did you see that? She's like, no, I am going first.
I didn't come here to play.
Yeah.
This is business.
Yeah. Yeah, she's good. That's a good call-off right there. Most of her pack was in the back. You don't want to give up those free points. This is going to come down to some rank business here. So.
Well, and it makes sense. I mean, because there's only just over 3 minutes left of gameplay, and again, it's early on a weekend. There's a pretty comfortable lead up there. There's really nothing to prove anymore.
You just want to score more points.
Points.
Freight train on line. Lauren Much on the line. We've got a slight pack advantage for Texas. Lauren Much comes in very, very hot. Gets stopped at the pit line. Freight train up front is banging against everybody. Looks like Polygon is trying to get her through. Both jammers right now are stuck.
It was really interesting. This was the most space either pack has given the opposing jammer of the evening. So everyone came out of it with a lot of speed. And as you can see, no one even emerged until we were already out of the second pass. So kind of got it moving hot.
Lauren Much finally out. Freight train is in. She might have picked up two. No points scored by Freight train. I don't know about the angle I'm standing at, but, hey, that's what the ref sees.
Well, that's just it. It doesn't matter what angle you're standing at. You're not the one in black and white striped shirt with the whistle.
I don't want to be.
Nor would I. No. That was the best thing ever when people were like, oh, you're going to retire? You want to referee? I'm like, no. I was terrible when I skated. I need to spend the rest of my life trying to make it up to them. Yep. They don't need to hang out with me more than just
I've tried to ref at a scrimmage, and I don't think I want to do that again either.
Frisky Biscuits, best served up as jammer.
But Eastward gets that cut on her. She did that little jump back this time, and she got that cut.
Practice makes perfect.
Yep.
It worked. Now Nikki Time Bomb is the only jammer on the track, still trying to work the way through on the initial pass.
Well, there's a nice big wall right there. Everybody is trying to move everybody out of the way. Texas doing a nice job. Nikki Time Bomb was just trying to contain herself and step back out of bounds, not wanting to get that cut.
Really great hit out by Sarah Gator, though. At the Big O, there's not exactly the fullest hits all the way to the line. We're seeing a lot more tight hits out tonight.
Yeah. Nikki Time Bomb still trying to fight her way out and still struggling to do it. Well, with that, that's a penalty kill. Frisky Biscuits is back in, and she's got to fight against that wall of white. Jackie Daniels getting a big hit from Simona.
Almost a full minute off before lead jam was assigned to Nikki Time Bomb. We have 53 seconds on the jam clock, only 41 seconds left on the period clock. So we'll see. This could be the last jam. There could be another one eked out of it. We will find out.
420 Stoner knocking out Frisky Biscuits. Frisky Biscuits getting pushed back once again. And Nikki Time Bomb back in to score. And she's already picking points up. Wow, you can tell that these guys are getting tired. Nobody right now is really moving. So it's
I'm sure it's not for lack of trying, though. I mean, the blockers have really dug their heels in deep, and they're not letting those jammers have any pickups.
Oh, both these teams have incredible blockers, and you don't ever want to have to go against us if you don't have to.
The last seconds counting down. And that is a bout. Friends watching at home, we have an unofficial final score of the Rose City Rollers sitting with 205 points to the Texecutioners, 99 points.
Well, we're going to wait till they figure everything out down on the track. But we saw a really good game. I think Texas came out, played a really solid game. I'm really interested to see against their other matchups against London and LA coming up this weekend. Like I said, their defense is very, very strong. Jammers look good. I just think Wheels of Justice showing everybody why they're two-time world champs.
Well, and let's also remember, I mean, as was mentioned earlier, at least on the house call, you know, we set up these bouts over a year ago, long before champs had been finalized, long before the current WFC ranking came out. So the fact that we just happen to have the currently ranked 3rd, 4th, 5th, and 6th place teams playing, I mean, maybe we're really seeing on display the fact that everyone's sort of sitting exactly where they should be. Maybe those ranks, they're not for nothing. A lot of times they come out and people are like, huh, I don't really get this. Clearly the people that are determining these things know a thing or two about a thing or two. And we'll really see through the course of the weekend if everyone is just where they should be. I think that this game really shows that that's the case right now. We do have final score of 205 points for City Rollers to Texas 99. Wheels of Justice have just taken their victory lap. We'll get ready for Texas to take their lap. And then, of course, stick around once all the teams, like to put their head together. No, there's nothing new to how we do things here.
Right.
We like to ask the teams who they thought the biggest threat of their opponents were, who they vote MVP, blocker, and jammer. But they care so much. They want to know that they're making the right decision, even if it takes the viewers at home that much longer to be like, come on, make the decision already. Well, guess what, folks at home? You're just going to have to wait with a little more suspense. We will check in just a moment. King, is what else you have for me? What else is good?
Well, I want to talk about tomorrow. Tomorrow we get to see Tex take on Angel City.
Yes.
That is going to be, I think, a matchup. You saw Angel City topple London a little earlier tonight.
Yes.
And then you're going to see Portland take on London. And I always love watching these two teams match up. And then on Sunday, you're going to see London take on Texas. Once again, cannot wait to see those two teams clash.
And it's so fun because, again, these teams were skating in proximity to each other at Big O. They went up against a lot of the same opponents, some different degrees of success. I mean, they all beat each other, same opponents, but different ranges of point spread. So we'll really see now that they finally get to go up against each other. We're going to check in with the floor and see what's going on.
All right, so we're going to throw it down to the track. I believe Layla's going to run down there and do some MVPs. And so we will be right back in just a few short minutes.
Derby is meant to be super challenging. 3 different focuses, so one focused on jamming, one focused on blocking, and one focused on the strategies that we use as
getting to play at a higher level and then getting to put that all together into scrimmage every day. I felt like I could ask questions about drills while we were doing them.
I flew 2,000 miles to go Derby Days last year. You should totally go to Derby Days. It's a lot of fun, and they're all super supportive.
So even as totally new...
Ma! Oh my good, Trauma was really punishing the jammers tonight, huh? And that's why you have earned, don't act so surprised. We all agree, I mean, it had nothing to do with this, but we thought you were really great. You have the tiniest hat of them all. And MVP, no, you were great. MVP jammer, OJ. Olivia Shootin' John, come get your tiny hat, put it upon your head. That is so fantastic. Get your things, get your photo, and then we're going to have you hang out in the center for another photo, and then you can, it's the perfect amount of crooked. I just love it. All right, checking in with Texas. Stick around because we're going to want an MVP photo, so don't go too far. All right. Hey, who have we selected for MVP blocker?
Alicia Nisbet.
Alicia Nisbet Smith. I love how humble everyone is. Me? Oh my goodness, I had no idea. That's fantastic. MVP jammer. Brutes! Bring it on down, Madam President! That is fantastic. All right, and give some love to the photographer and wave to everyone watching at home. That was amazing. The first night of Hometown Throwdown is in the books. We all survived. We stayed hydrated. There's only so much mopping that's going to need to happen. So tell your friends, there are more tickets available. Tune in tomorrow. So much fun. If you pay for new swag, wear it tomorrow. You can have outfits for the whole weekend. Thank you so much for coming out. You've been wonderful. Have a great night. We'll see you tomorrow.
Derby Days is meant to be super challenging. 3 different focuses. So one focused on jamming, one focused on blocking, and one focused on the strategies that we use as a team.
Getting to play at a higher level and then getting to put that all together into scrimmage every day. I felt like I could ask questions about drills while we were doing them.
I flew 2,000 miles to go to Derby Days last year. You should totally go to Derby Days. It's a lot of fun, and they're all super supportive.
So even as a totally new person who's only been skating a couple of months, I really got a lot out of it.
In 1984, we set out to change the world and got thirsty. And that's when the revolution began. Where we come from, beer isn't just a beverage, it's a way of life. A strange, alternative offbeat life. Whether we're decorating the streets with naked bodies or tiny horses, we've always done things our way, with a beer in hand and our inhibitions behind us. And that's what makes this place great. It's how we've crafted amazing, groundbreaking beers using only the freshest, local ingredients for over 30 years. From our original IPA to our fan favorite Kingpin Double Red Ale, we've always brewed with the boisterous citizens of our fair city in mind. And you can bet we won't stop pumping out these glorious golden suds until the clouds open up and the sun shines down. Which is never. Bridgeport Brewing, where the revolution began.
You're in a Chipotle burrito, Sam. In here, everything must be real. So be real.
Real, okay. I like to collect penguin figurines. I think they remind me that when things are rough, I can just put on my best tuxedo and fly away.
Sam, you know, penguins don't fly.
This is stupid.
Thank you. Coming. There's a sack bag on the way out. Thank you.
That one that jumped. Yeah, that's the goodness. Main top skate owner right there. That's photo right there. There you go. Now we're gonna put him out.
When the sun goes down and the evening rolls around, that's the time I find got blue ribbon on my mind. I got that blue ribbon on my mind. More and more lately I find I've got a taste for living. I'm thinking cold blue ribbon. I've got that blue ribbon on my mind.
Naturally good Pabst. America's premium beer since 1844. Pabst. A lot to look forward to.
All right, listen up. We're hearing whispers all over town, and everything's leading to one place.
Honkin.com.
There's over 22 known accomplices. These guys are capable of hitting every person in town with a great deal. Hey, stop it,